Hello. Hey, you getting something to eat? This is our cover of the song that we're doing this week. Let's cover it. There's no covers.
Oh, okay, I see.
Hey, Jessica, you got a little bit of a mustache and a beard going on there since the last time I saw you.
You mean 5 seconds ago?
Yeah. I literally don't even remember this track. No, actually, the reason this time why, we took some time in between episodes is because I have just been jamming out to this song this week. I just could not. I was like, I got so much to say. Every time I listened to it, I was like, man.
Top tier track right there.
Top tier track. I don't even know what else to say. We'll do something a little different. Instead of ending the cold open, we'll just play the track in the room.
Okay. Because you really put me on the spot there with that we were supposed to do a live cover, because I was like, oh, I would have listened to it another time and actually paid attention to what is said.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, hi everyone, we're back. And then just imagine I say something hilarious and we cut to the song and it's this.
Are you done?
No, we got like a little more to do today. Yeah, cool. How you doing?
Where are you going now, to eat?
I'm not. No, we already ate.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You look totally different in the picture. You look...
Really?
Yeah, you got a little beard and mustache going on.
Oh, I haven't shaved in a while.
Last time I saw you.
Yeah.
What was that? It's not supposed to drop out like that, is it? Well, anyway.
Is this a voicemail?
No. I don't know what that dropout thing that happened there was.
Oh, okay.
What was that? Hold on.
No.
Last time I saw you.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So anyway.
Are we still in the cold open, or are we in it now? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sadie Hawkins Pod.
Hello, everyone. I was like, why cut to, I cut to like, we do the cold open.
Yeah.
We cut to a hooky little part of the song, and then we step back in, and Jessica says...
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sadie Hawkins Pod.
But this week's a crazy episode, because we've been sick as hell. We've been really, really sick. And this is not even like a song.
The joys of parenthood.
Yeah. But we're doing it. We're doing an episode. We're doing it. We're being parents. And we're doing an episode on kids on the street. This is like definitively not a song, but it is a track. And I put it on the list to do as an episode, so we're going to do it. Now, did we have voicemails? It's been a while. Let me double check.
Maybe. You have those ones from You Can See My Socks, Daniel. Did you
Oh,
ever
that's
find
right, from
out
years ago.
from like 2021? Did you ever find out if we played those or not, or if they're
I didn't know how to figure that out.
still relevant?
So we could just play
Did you know that
them.
Relient K is still relevant?
They've definitely announced more shows since the last episode we did.
Nice.
Because last time we talked about there was just the 4-chord music festival. Well, I'm always breaking the Relient K.
The 4-chord music festival. I'm pretty sure that Relient K uses more than 4
cool.
chords, right?
Yeah. Occasionally.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a music person. I just have this podcast for some reason.
Can you get this? Sorry, I'm just distracted because Scar Me of Darkness, which was a local Massachusetts ska band, they were like, I just opened up my Instagram and there's a post from them about their first vinyl ever. They broke up years and years ago.
Wait, what does this have to do with Relient K?
Nothing, but I just saw this and I need to make sure
you were pulling up to find
that
out
if this
those
is
shows.
purchasable, I can get
Yes,
this.
I know. You just are so ready to co-host this podcast, aren't you?
So,
Yeah.
Relient K is playing SeaWorld Orlando on May the 4th.
Oh,
Now, I don't know if
Wow.
when we mention this, it by themselves, like their own headlining show, because SeaWorld has a concert venue on site, as some theme parks do. This isn't like a festival. It's part of a food and wine festival.
oh, good lord!
happening
I'm
at
so
SeaWorld.
sorry. So sorry. Let's just confiscate that. Apologies.
But it's part of their concert series. I don't know if SeaWorld has been problematic over the last couple of years, especially since the Blackfish documentary. But whatever, I don't know. They've pivoted some of their practices. And
I can't watch that or think about it.
I don't think
it
the
hurts
artists.
my heart too much.
There's a lot of artists that play the SeaWorld stage, and I don't think that politically has anything to do with the artists who play at SeaWorld. So that's great. If you're in Orlando, you can, that's one of our own Instagram posts. If you're in Orlando, you can go see them on May the 4th. Now, of course, they better play May the Horse Be With You on May the 4th. Why would they be at SeaWorld if they're not going to play a song about a horse? Excuse me, I have to see a man about a song about a horse. And then the other show that got announced while we were on one of our sabbaticals was Relient K is playing the So What Music Festival in Texas, Fort Worth, or near Fort Worth. Yeah, it says Fort Worth on the little poster here. So What Music Festival, where's the date? That is April 4th. So that's like, wait, is that April 4th or is that the name of a band? June 2nd.
So true.
June 2nd.
June 2nd is the name of the band?
There's a band playing at the So What Music Festival. They're the lowest tier on the festival, and they're called Waiting for April.
Oh, okay.
But it's waiting, the number 4, and April. So it looked like a European way of listing April 4th.
Gotcha.
No, the festival is on June 2nd. So again, June 2nd in Texas. And then... Yeah, and it's a 2-day festival, and Relient K is only playing on June 2nd. There's a day of the festival the day before. And then
we're
again,
here to let
Orlando,
you know since Relient K
before.
doesn't let
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
here to let you know since they don't. If Relient K could hire us as their social media manager. But, you know, we're just doing it for free over here on Sadie Hawkins Pod and Instagram and Twitter. That's something else that changed recently. I closed all
It's called
my...
X? Oh.
Yeah. Just recently they went from Twitter to X. You know how I famously had 19 Twitter accounts?
Yes.
Well, I closed like
18 of them?
15 of them.
Oh, 15.
What happened was my Ska Pikachu Twitter account got shut down for copyright.
What?
Because I posted too many ska songs and the ska police were out.
What?
And they like shut it.
You are doing you're keeping ska alive. You're doing the ska lord's work over there. What's their problem?
The Ska Lord is just the Lord.
I guess that's true.
Well, the Ska Pikachu Twitter account got shut down for copyright. And I was like, I ain't gonna fight it. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so sure. And also, like, I've been tired of
You
Twitter.
never sold your shirts.
No, because then Nintendo or Pokemon Company like would shut those
You
down.
paid to get that logo made, and now you're not.
Yeah,
even
I have an
using it.
amazing design. If you recall the Bart Scott Simpson shirt parody from that Portland show. What was
Portlandia?
that called? Portlandia. The Portlandia sketch where Matt Groening is in a courtroom suing one of Fred Armisen's characters for having a Bart Scott Simpson bootleg shirt. I paid an artist friend of ours to emulate the style of that shirt and make a Ska Pikachu shirt. So it looks like
Matt,
the Bart
he's
Scott
been on the
Simpson.
podcast.
Yes.
He's on our Lion-O episode.
Our friend Matt, who was on our Lion-O episode. Yeah, you haven't met him yet. You'll meet him eventually. His name's Matt. He's your Uncle Matt.
Uncle Matt watched April,
when you were born.
You were born.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't want April to go to a kennel or anything. So
Because one, she's never been to one.
And we didn't want to send her
And
to
two.
another friend's house and then come home to find a new baby.
Yeah.
We're like, she needs to stay. And we were like, we need to mitigate April's reaction to her life changing with our baby. So let's keep her
still
at
hasn't
home
adjusted.
with someone she knows. She's adjusted. She loves Cooper. She doesn't fully
In her
adjusted.
own way.
In her own. She goes up and kisses his face and stuff.
I think that she does that as a preemptive strike against him to keep him from petting her. She's like, oh, he looks like he's about to pet me. Let me just go kiss his face so then he moves away from me.
This cherry wine's very good.
Oh, good.
Can you tell we're buying time? Because I do have things to say. I'm prepared with things.
What were we talking about? Sky Impson.
Sky Simpson. So yeah, so our...
And the same thing happened to you. The damn Nintendo company came for you.
Yeah, and they shut down my TeePublic store, remember?
Yeah.
Copyright strikes
Those
everywhere.
bastards.
DCMA happening all the time. If Relient K comes for a DCMA us, man, they're gonna it's gonna nuke the internet. All we do is stuff based off of their copyright. Yeah, so I have this Bart Scott Simpson design that I commissioned
Pikachu.
for Scott Pikachu.
It's really cute. It's really great.
A couple people bought it before I got shut down. I don't know who those people are. I have my own version. Yeah. And we were like, I guess I have to learn how to press my own streetwear?
Yeah.
Like every time we go to a convention or sometimes we go to little mini art festivals where, You know, there's people selling their prints of fun art, and then there's people there selling their streetwear. There's a guy at the one we go to pretty often at Revenge of.
Right.
There's a store here in Eagle Rock. It's a comic book and pinball store.
He says, this song is called Kids on the Street. I'm a kid on the podcast. That's what's happening.
There's a store here in LA, very cool, if you ever come visit here, called Revenge of. It's a pinball bar. They don't have alcohol, but they have like every kind of soft drink, and they have sandwiches and stuff. It's a pinball bar and a comic book store, and they occasionally do these like, you know, vendor art festival, Lotzilla, where they set up their parking lot with vendors to sell their art and stuff. And there's this one guy who sells this streetwear, and this is another thing to bring up. It's like a lot of Dragon Ball trademark stuff, and he clearly doesn't have the right to it, but it's like it's got streetwear flashes on it, like extra stuff that he's added to it, but it's still just Dragon Ball copyright. And he's doing these shirts, and I kind of want to go up to him like, you have your own print house or something? Like, can you make my Scott Pikachu shirt and I can sell it? Like, do I need to print my own? We've researched getting our own like t-shirt screen printer, but we don't have. We need the space.
Yeah.
We need the space for it. But anyway, yeah. Dragon
I love
Ball.
the way you looked into our kitchen. Like maybe you'd put it somewhere over there. There's no
I heard
room.
A sound over there.
There's no room for us, let alone that.
No, there's definitely no room for that. I heard a sound over there, and I just looked over there. It's the ghost. It's our kitchen ghost. We don't. No, it's because I left the window open and I heard someone parking outside.
I'm sorry, there's no more Cheetos, Walter.
Is that a line from Ghostbusters? I don't remember. Oh.
No, I was just...
Our ghost name is Walter?
And he just wanted some Cheetos. I don't know. We've never had Cheetos in this house. I don't know. I'm just saying things.
Cheetos seem like a very Ghostbustery product tie-in.
You just have Ghostbusters in the mind because you got to go last night.
I got to go last night to see the new Ghostbusters. Yeah. Jessica did not. I kind of was preemptively checking it because I know all of Jessica's anxieties, which are just exacerbated by being a mother now. And there are like 2 lines of dialogue about being a ghost, like people talking about what it would be like to be a ghost, and like, oh, Jessica does not want to hear this scene. So I was like,
oh man, that's gonna come up later in this episode.
What?
No, not that. No.
We're not doing deathbed again.
No, about things I can't do anymore now that I'm a mom. True crime.
Oh.
True crime, like unsolved mystery stuff.
No.
I
couldn't
really
figure out who the kids were on the Kids on the Street. Did you figure it out?
Nope, I can't do it anymore.
I gotta close the window because like we've never podcasted with the window wide open, and people are gonna be like, oh.
Oh yeah, they can hear us. Way to go, Danny.
Be like, well, we see the microphone through the window in their kitchen, so that's already douchey enough. But now we hear them podcasting.
Right. No, so like spoiler warning for my deep dive. Not a lot. Essentially nothing. Nothing.
I have some stuff.
So okay, good.
But before we do that, I think I killed Akira Toriyama.
I said no more true crime, Danny.
I think it's my fault. So, since the last episode, this has not come up in a podcast, but like for the last several months, I've been watching nothing on YouTube but Dragon Ball related commentary.
I just had like really massive deja vu. Are you sure we didn't talk about this last time? Or perhaps
no, we haven't
on
recorded
Patreon?
since he died, no.
No, not about that. Just about you and your Dragon Ball Z nonsense.
Maybe we talked about
how
it.
you're back on your Dragon Ball Z bullshit.
Well, I had been watching nothing but Dragon Ball Z YouTube content.
I'm
like
sorry.
People making commentaries on it.
You're
and, review of Dragon Ball and all this stuff. And then just as I get into that, Akira Toriyama dies. I'm like, is this my fault? Did I do this?
Yeah.
Well, if he blames me, if Cooper blames me, then it must be true. Anyway, Kids on the Street. What are you doing?
We're teething.
He's just staring at Mama going...
He's teething.
Hi.
No little teeth have poked out yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Those little toothers are going to come in any day. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Hey. Sorry.
He's tangled up in your...
he's
eating.
Okay, he's not tangled up in it, but he is holding
your cable from your headset.
The microphone. I mean, yeah, the headset. It's fine. He's fine. I'm paying attention. Yeah. So, according to did we just jumping into it? Did we have any top of the show news?
Oh, did you want to hear those voicemails? I mean, this is kind of a clearinghouse episode.
Not
you
really.
Hear the voicemails from Daniel from 3 years ago? I don't know if I ever played these, but let's hear them.
Okay, Daniel again. I promise this is going to be my last
Again?
one.
Oh, well, this was the second one of the two.
Oh.
Okay, I have no idea what these are about. These voicemails are from 3 years ago. I believe I played every voicemail that Daniel has ever sent us. It's very possible that I never played these ones. They've been sitting in the inbox. I usually clear out the inbox.
I thought you were going to find out whether you did or didn't.
We're gonna find out right now. And if they've already been played, he's gonna get them played a second time in 3 years. No one's gonna remember.
Get the Sadie Hawkins pod boost.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Daniel again. So I hear what you guys are saying about, like, I Need You being kind of the sum of, like, what's different about Five Score. I think I know what you mean as far as, like, there's a lot of stuff that's, like, very different and new on that album, and, like, that's maybe the most different and new song. But I think when you guys say that, like, their first 3 albums are, like, them doing what they wanted, and then on an EP they pivoted to, like, kind of going for a more popular sound. I definitely agree with that on...
We played this.
You remember this one?
I do remember this. We did, in fact, play this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was from June 26, 2021. Let's double check this one. This is from the same day. He called back. So go find, I guess, the episode after our I Need You episode to hear whatever that voicemail was about. Here's the other one that I never cleared out of our inbox.
Stuff about this song, like, as far as a live context, the vocal thing that Matt does with, like, the 2 different microphones, I just thought you asked this on Twitter, but no, I don't really think it's worth it for him to do that.
We played this one too.
Especially when Dave was still in the band, because...
We played this one too.
Okay. And I do remember that. Because, yeah, he had the one microphone that had, like, the effect on it.
Yes, I can't remember the name of it now. I'm sure Daniel told us if we kept listening to that episode. I mean, in that voicemail. So, but yeah.
And then there's one more voicemail that's 7 seconds long. And this is from October 4th, 2022. And I know why. This one definitely is just sitting here because we didn't play it. Because I forgot about it because it was so short at the time. This was the episode after our Sloop John B episode.
Sloop John B? More like Sufjan Steven.
I have no idea what that means. Sloop... Hold on.
Sloop John B? More like Sufjan Steven.
Steven?
Sufjan Stevens.
Steven. Oh.
Or Steven. Whatever. I got it.
Did we mention Sufjan Stevens in
probably.
the Sloop John B episode?
I don't know.
That was 45 years ago. I don't remember anymore.
I think he was just coming up around that time.
Oh, son of a bitch. Now,
what have you done now, Danny? What have you done?
Now I can't drop in the audio because
Danny.
I archived them as I went. So hopefully we weren't
go
like...
find them.
I said the date of them in the episode. So while I'm editing, I'll have to go into the archive of that date, find those voicemails. Good gravy. Ugh, like we don't have enough to do. So yeah, we'll get into the episode. We got terribly, terribly sick from Cooper. Cooper went to Gymboree and swim class for the first time.
Yep.
And this was about 3 weeks ago, and we got horribly sick from it. Plus,
he caught a virus. And then passed it on to us.
Yeah. And then pollen...
Like children do.
Pollen count is really, really high in LA right now. And so that kind of exacerbated the symptoms. So we were just horribly sick. I called out for the first time at this job. This job I've had for 2.5 years. First time I've ever called out. Other than when I caught COVID. Matt,
I forgot to turn the water cooler
and Matt
off.
Skiba sat in for me for that episode. Quote unquote Matt Skiba.
What do you mean, quote unquote?
Anyway, we are drinking tonight. It's not night when we're recording this, but we're drinking organic sans soufre. It's a French name. It's not a French-looking bottle. It's a very actually very Relient K looking
Turn it around.
label.
It says whatever.
Bright, colorful, crepe style.
Turn it the other way.
Other way?
There you go.
Oh, it's just cherries and rainbow.
Cherries and rainbows.
So it's a cherries and rainbow wine.
Complete.
You can
with
really
both
taste the
cherries
rainbows.
and rainbows, yeah.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
She just...
Oh my gosh! See the rainbow, taste the rainbow. Where'd the rainbow go? Our guest today.
Oh, right. Which we haven't recorded yet, but our guest, if everything works out, if he answers his phone when we call him, our friend today, our guest today.
Super professional episode.
This is just a loose episode. We're just bad, just like this track is.
Yeah,
that's
true.
It's loosey goosey, and we're having a good time. That's
we're having a good time.
Because we're having a good time. So, anyway, my friend Johnny, my friend from high school, who I basically first discovered listening to Relient K with from their first album. We went to all those early stories that I've talked about, annoying Relient K.
You went to the stories.
All those stories that I've told over the years of this podcast. Going to annoy and talk to Relient K when Brian was still in the band. And it turns out when Steven was still in the band, I could never remember in the early days of this podcast if Steven was at the first shows that I went to for Relient K, but confirmed that he was, because one of them, we found a tape, we found a recording of it, and then the Soul Fest 2000, and then the other one was the Boy Scout camp they played at. And I'm like, well, that was before the Soul Fest performance, so Steven was definitely at that show. Anyway, my friend from all those Relient K memories, we're going to give him a call later. And there's a YouTube video, which I don't even know how to find anymore, of his dad like filming through the camera.
YouTube, yeah.
No, Johnny filming through the camera and his dad saying like, "Look at that rainbow. Look at that rainbow. Taste the rainbow." It's really only a
see the rainbow.
See the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Where'd the rainbow go?
And that's only a music
It was an
does.
inside joke, not worth explaining.
It wasn't worth explaining. And another inside joke not worth explaining is this track, "Kids on the Street." The 12th track.
Smooth, Dan.
From
Smooth.
2 lefts don't make a right, but 3 do.
According to Genius and Wikipedia, this song is credited to 3 writers besides Matt Thiessen, who are...
You pulled a Danny on me, where I had liquid in my mouth when you almost made me laugh. When you made me laugh.
Who are only known for this song, so one's left to imagine that they're the kids. It's just the name of the kids. Adam Grimm, Jake Gridgway, and Ryan Nutter. If you are any of these children... Hit us up. I guess we should have done that ahead of time.
I guess we could have Googled those names.
Ahead of time.
Yeah, I didn't know you found the names.
I found the names 20 minutes ago, Danny, when I did my deep dive. In the month I had to do that, I did it 20 minutes before this podcast.
So for those who don't recall, or have perhaps never listened to this album for some reason, and you're listening to our podcast, this is like a interstitial track. It's between Getting Into You and Gibberish.
And it's an interstitial episode of Sadie Hawkins Pod.
Where it's just some audio of some fans talking to Relient K.
You know what? We've been doing this podcast for like 4-5 years. We had all that time to look up any of these kids, and we didn't.
I found the guy from Staples, and he didn't reply to us.
Someone's only left to assume it would be the same with the kids on the street.
Are they still living on the street? Do they even have phones? I assume this is like a street punk sort of situation where they are living on the street. They're like street urchins.
I mean, their names are pretty like, I feel like there are a lot of people with these names probably, so it might be kind of hard to narrow down.
Yeah, and it's only been 20 years. Like, right. Who knows who's changed their name, who's gotten married, anything like that. This
track, let's refer to it as a track because it's not a song, is not on song meanings. I guess for that reason. It's just skipped.
And that's why I had to describe the track, just in case any song meanings. People who only came to Relient K through song meetings, you probably have no idea that this track exists.
Yeah, and I also did a little YouTube dive because there was so little in my regular deep dive, and it's all just college kid stuff that pops up.
College kids on the street.
College kids on the street.
With the college debt crisis, it's not surprising, more people end up as college kids on the street because they can't pay their college debt. And then them not passing, the debt relief, you're going to end up with college kids on the street. What I guess I'll have to do, you know what I could have done? I could have made a nightcore of this track.
Uh-huh.
I could have made a slowed and reverbed of this track.
Sure.
I didn't do any of this. But what I can do now is I can go to Rave DJ and I can put college kids and kids on the street and see what comes up.
Now, did you know that this is the name of Cherry Poppin' Daddy's album from 1996?
No, I did not know that. I didn't.
Well, it is.
That's a really good idea. I should look up We should look up other kids on. Oh, is that? And it has a Wikipedia page.
It does. This album from Cherry Poppin' Daddies has an overall rating of 3 out of 5 stars on AllMusic. Let's see. By 1996, the Cherry Poppin' Daddies had established themselves as a staple of the West Coast
Of the
third
worst
wave
name
ska
club.
scene. Carving out a steady touring niche alongside bands such as the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Real Big Fish. However, the Daddy's next album strayed from the brass. Good Lord, you scared the heck out of my poor baby. Why would you do that, Daniel? Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, his face. Oh, his face.
He's not as upset as when he met the Easter Bunny. He met the Easter Bunny. He was not happy.
He was not.
It was his first time being upset
scary?
socially.
Was that
Because he has no
scary?
context of what's scary, but we put him in the Easter Bunny's lap, and it's the first time we were like, this isn't right!
Not okay.
Bunnies can't talk!
The bunny didn't talk. However, the Daddy's next album strayed from the brass, heavy, swing, and funk, which dominated their first 2 releases, in favor of further exploration into punk and ska. With lead singer Steve Perry now assuming a role as a rhythm guitarist, Kids on the Street predominantly features guitar-driven ska and punk, though also branches into such genres as southern rock, western swing, and jazz. Perry has stated that the abundance of straightforward rock and punk songs on the album in place of the eclecticism of their previous records was partially due to his playing guitar on the album, as he described his guitar skills as limited.
Yeah, so Cherry Poppin' Daddies, everyone kind of knows them for Zoot Suit Riot, and maybe you know the Weird Al version, Grapefruit Diet.
Right.
And they were big with the late 90s swing revival. They were big part of the swing revival of the late 90s. But they were like a multi-genre band. They were big. They are big friends with Real Big Fish, and they have a lot of ska songs. They have a compilation of just all of their ska songs from across their albums called Ska Boy JFK, and that's the only album that I have listened to regularly. I don't love the Cherry Poppin' Daddies, aside from having one of the very worst names in the top 40 of all time. Their songs are way too long. Their songs, like, every song you hear is, like, overly long. They sound fine. I just don't like... there's something slightly lacking for me when it comes to ska bands, like, even their ska songs. It's like, each of their songs is, like, 5 minutes long. It's like, this doesn't need to be 5 minutes long.
So I'd just like to go down a little further on this Wikipedia and read this next little excerpt. 2 contemporary reviews in Eugene's The Register Guard both gave Kids on the Street a positive reception. One reviewer called the album a quote-unquote great CD that was, quote, suitable for just hanging out and doing homework. 2, and for, quote, long, boring car trips. While another reviewer, though claiming that Kids occasionally branched into, quote, the monotony of alternative, noted that it, quote, definitely would be possible to derive pleasure from listening to this CD. The music is wonderful, end quote.
What?
This sounds like some nonsense you would write on a Wikipedia page as a joke.
What a strangely terse review. That's so strange.
Well, we've read a lot of strangely terse reviews on this podcast, Danny, so unsurprising. Though none of them have ever said, good for a long, boring car ride, or suitable to hang out and do homework to. Shockingly.
Well, this song sounds fine. It's a bit of a jangly sort of punk song. There's also an Angelic Upstart song. Angelic Upstarts are like a skinhead punk band, not the bad skinhead, like the good skinhead that it started with, that the racist skinheads took the culture, stole it, just like they steal the frog guy, and they, the racists are like allowed to steal whatever they want, and then people are like, oh, skinheads, yeah, that's racist, right? Oh, Pepe the Frog, that's racist, right? Oh, what's his name?
Mac Tonight. Oh,
that's a racist thing. No, like, these are things that were normal, and then the racists come along and steal it and make it synonymous with them.
Racists ruin everything.
Well, anyway, Angelic Upstarts have a song called Kids on the Street.
Danny, the Angelic Upstarts are going to come after us because they're an upstart and they need money.
I would hope they lead more to their angelic side. Kids on the Streets is a song by The Sick Things. I don't know who that is.
That's funny because there's also a band called Kids on the Streets. I have their Bandcamp right here.
Oh, cool. It's a female. It's from the actual original punk scene. Like, this is from a compilation called Raw Records: The Punk Singles Collection from 1977. So this is like some bands that only released some singles.
What are you trying to do? Ow! Ow.
What is he?
He's like trying to burrow into my headphones while pulling my hair.
The All American Rejects, Macy's punk band themselves, All American Rejects, have a song called Kids in the Street.
Oh, okay, so never mind. This isn't a band. This is called Kids on the Streets, and it's from Toxic Productions, Musicians Against Homelessness.
Oh.
So it's an album called Kids on the Streets, and it's on Bandcamp. So the Angelic Upstarts is actually the first, their Kids on the Street song is the first track on here. And then System of Hate by Kiss the World. Oh no, wait, System of Hate is the name of the band, Kiss the World is the name of the song. Jello Biafra? Jello Biafra.
The lead singer of Dead Kennedys. The original lead singer.
Burgers of Wrath. Johnny and the Mental Breakdowns, Let's Raise a Beer. Radical Dance oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. Radical Dance Faction, RU1. Vice Squad, Cardboard County. I can't remember which one of these are the songs and which one of these are the artists. Pete,
I think the first one is the artist.
Pete Bentham and the Dinner Ladies. That's fun. Controlled by Buildings.
I'll take the boy from you. Come here, boy!
The Awkwards being awkward. UK Subs Rebellion song.
I had a UK sub the other day. It was delicious.
Eos Verdadios. One Way System. Believe Yourself. Millie Madden's Monster. Pizza Tramp. There's Been a Murder. The Ramonas. Cotton Wool Kids. The Barstool Preachers.
Has my
Don't
life been
Let
replaced
the Door
by ChatGPT? It sounds like you're just saying words.
I chew on the way out. And the Angelic Upstarts again to close out the album. King of Rats. So, good stuff. I guess this, every penny of the sales from the CD goes directly to homeless charities, Street Life, and Crisis in all caps. So that is great.
See, now, the Angelic Upstarts and all those other bands actually dealing with the subject that I thought, when I bought this album, when it originally came out, I saw a song called Kids on the Street. I was like, wow, Relient K is going to take on underage homelessness.
Didn't they do that for another one, or was that Hunger? I don't remember. They have a song. Remember?
They have charity songs, yeah. There was
you know the one I'm talking about.
What Can I Do was actually about warlords and murder and slavery.
Child slavery. Then there's also the only thing pertaining to this song is a Reddit from 7 years ago with just questions, no answers. What's the throwaway? So yeah,
Red. What's the deal? What's the deal with
kids on the street?
Who are these kids, and why do they want to know what Relient K is eating?
Anyone know the story behind it? This has 13 upvotes and 3 comments. S. Murphy 115 7 years ago said, I know I've heard the answer to this in an interview somewhere before. ... No
great.
answer to that or where the interview is.
Wonderful.
Electric City Records said, sounds like a good question to ask at a future meet and greet with the Mats.
Well, that's what we have to talk about later is meet and greets.
And Roby, not Roby Wade, Roby 990. Sorry, it's a bad joke. 7 years ago said, does anyone know the kids? Or maybe the kids are still fans? How cool would it be to say you're on their album as a random track? That would be cool, Roby 990.
See, and this is, that goes to the heart of why I really am upset about this track, is that this should have been me and my friend Johnny.
Yeah, Danny said this for years.
We were bothering and talking to Relient K.
You can play with that hat.
Multiple times a year. Here you go. Here's a hat. We were bothering Relient K with the same kind of like pointless chatter and main nonsense that you hear these kids say to Relient K. We'd go up, we'd say,
"Do you guys eat yet? You guys get food yet?
You guys get food?
Already?
You want me to get?
Okay, you want
a pizza?
Want pizza? Want me to do the thing? I'll do the thing. Come talk to me, Relient K."
Hello, Relient K. Talks to me. There was one thing where Johnny went up to Relient K. It was like, this is before the word selfie existed, but was essentially a selfie in the early 2000s. He goes up to Relient K. I don't remember which member. He goes up to one of them and he takes out his phone and holds it up. And then whichever member of the band was there with him, like, leaned in for the picture. And he's like, I'm just kidding. This phone doesn't have a camera. And it didn't. Because not every phone had a camera in the early 2000s.
Oh, I see. You're explaining that to for the younger listeners.
Yes.
Back when we had our Nokia phones, that all you could play was Snake on them.
And even if you wanted to take a selfie, you had to turn it around and you couldn't see the screen. Because even if there was a camera,
there were no cameras on those old Nokia ones.
Yeah.
Not until like the Razor had that. My Razor had that, but that was in like 2005, 2006.
No, there were cameras on phones by like 2003. That existed,
okay.
But they were very, very low res pictures.
Yeah.
They were like 5 pixels.
Yeah. I have some of those printed out somewhere.
And they were impossible to get off of the phone, because it's not like you could just, I'm sure someone could figure it out, but you couldn't just attach the phone to a computer and
you
get
had to email them.
You had to email them, and then it would be like 25 cents or $2 an email.
So then this brings me back to what I was talking about earlier, because this is my last note for Deep Dive, is that a TikTok thing popped up, but it was just TikToks on Brian Schaefer, which I guess I get it, college kid in Ohio. And this is an unsolved mystery, true crime sort of case. And I guess something about like
earmuffs, Cooper, earmuffs.
Something about kids, whatever. It made this a bunch of TikToks about this particular story pop up. And like I was saying before, I really can't watch true crime or unsolved mysteries anymore now that I have a child, because my heart just breaks for these families, and I can't deal with it.
And before you would laugh and laugh and laugh.
No, I wouldn't. No, I mean it would break my heart before, but it was like you could disassociate a little more now. I'm just like, I can't handle it. Like, all these people have a mom. I can't deal. Like, every victim is now, like, my child. I can't handle it. So, like, no, I can't do it. I've tried a couple times. I've been like, no, I need something, like, different from the kind of stuff I usually put on. And I'll throw it on, and I'm like, no, I can't.
Oh, he put his little head on my chest. Yeah, he was just perfect. Like, hello, Daddy.
Anyways, Brian Schaefer was an Ohio State college student who disappeared in, I want to say, like, the early to mid 2000s era. He went to a bar one night. It had a goofy name. I can't remember what it was. And he was a med student. He had a girlfriend, a very serious girlfriend. They were supposed to like fly out to Miami or someplace like that the next morning, and he disappeared. CCTV footage shows him going into this bar and never leaving. But did he get like caught up with other people? Was he drunk and stumbled out sort of like a back exit or something? There was construction happening at the time. Some people think he just left because he really liked Bob Marley and Jack Johnson music and just wanted to play guitar all day. So they think that maybe he like moved away to an island to get away from everything. He was really close with his mom, who had passed away from cancer previously. And not that long before, and really sad. After he went missing, his dad passed away shortly after, and there was just one brother left. So really sad case. Anyway, you can look more into that if you're interested. I didn't even look this up.
Hey, welcome to our Relient K podcast.
I didn't this up. I just am not familiar with this particular case because it pops up a lot with unsolved mystery stuff. So
Sadie, Hawkins dance in my khaki pants.
Yeah. So I don't know why that popped up. I guess, yeah, just college kids on the street, whatever. Yeah.
There's Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie when they're like, people on the streets, bada beat up, boop. Sometimes I think of that when I hear kids on the street.
What do you have for us, Dan? He has now got 2 lines from playing with this, my darling.
Oh.
So let's take that
lines
away.
On his face? Like
yes. Like under his eye and now on his cheek. Look at him,
I gave
Danny.
him a bottle.
You're giving him things that he shouldn't have. I know, but bees.
Not a baby bottle, but a different kind of bottle.
You gave him a tube of hand cream.
What's the thing you can just take and just destroy? Here, take this. Oh, there you go. That's actually meant for him. Oh, they make things for babies to play with?
Believe it or not, I took it away because he was banging on the table.
Oh, let him bang. Let him rock. This podcast is all about rocking.
Oh, I'm so sorry to anyone wearing headphones.
Well, when you type in Kids on the Street, another song that comes up, I just lost it, unfortunately. Kids on the Street. Kids on the Slope is something that Spotify thought I would want to type in.
He hurts himself with children's toys too. He just smacked himself in the face with that thing.
Good Lord.
Babes, here, let me find something quieter.
What are you doing? The term Kids on the Street ties into a lot of like early punk kind of things, because Angelic Upstarts, the Circle Jerks have a song called Wild in the Streets. Still, Circle Jerks, not as bad a name as the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Kim Wilde, sort of a new wave connection, which connects back to early punk. But where'd the thing go? Oh, I had the perfect... The f***?
Danny! Earmuffs, Cooper!
When my phone is connected to the Bluetooth, it just randomly sometimes goes boop, like I'm calling somebody. And that's really spooky.
Does anyone else have iPhone 15s and think they're the absolute worst phone you've ever had? And that includes your old Nokia phone? Because, wow, we have 15 pluses because we went from having, what do we have, 12s, I think, or something, to this. Maybe it was an 11. I don't remember. We had older phones because we run our phones into the ground before we upgrade. And we both, unfortunately, had to upgrade around Christmas time.
He dropped the thing you just gave him.
That's okay. I gave him something else, too. And yeah, that we have iPhone 15 pluses. They are the worst phones we have ever had. I swear. They have so many issues.
Well, I just had to say, it is really, really spooky to have set up the mic. It did it again.
That's right, because you played the song or the
and
track over
this,
and it did that, and I was like confused for a second. I was like, oh, do they do like a voicemail type thing in this track? And Danny was like, no. Is
the Bluetooth revealing that we're like tapped, that the phone is listening to us, because like somehow the connection to the Bluetooth is like, probably. You know, like when in a movie when someone picks up the phone and they hear that little click and they realize that their line has been tapped. Mm-hmm. Is this the digital version of that, where if you hook your phone up to a Bluetooth and you hear a random like phone button when you didn't do anything on your phone,
probably,
does that communicate
they're always
that you're
listening?
Wow. Well, anyway, here is that rave DJ mashup. This is College on the... So we haven't done a rave DJ in a while, just to remind anyone who hasn't heard it. If you're joining us from the Kids on the Street episode, rave DJ is a... I'm even reluctant to say AI based now, because AI means something entirely different now, but it is like a, programmed intelligent thing that takes 2 songs and tries to make a mashup out of them. I don't think it's really that AI based. It's not neural. It's not intelligent. I think it simply looks at the waveforms. It can kind of identify through patterns what's the chorus, what's the verse. It identifies the beat by like finding those like strikes of the drum, and it just kind of like mixes those up using a little bit of programming. Well, what Rave DJ will also do is it'll take the 2 titles from what you plugged in and it'll give you a new title. Mm-hmm. And this track is called College on the Kids.
What I did, they said to go to school and be a college kid, but in the end, I questioned why I did.
Where you going now, G?
Oh, no, we already did.
I'm starting on like how they get sick twisted.
No, we've got a little more to do.
Yeah, you know what?
That's why I say,
You got a little beard beard mustache.
Oh, I haven't shaved in a while.
Last time I saw you.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
I love the spookiness of this. You could put this out there as like some like horrific internet thing.
Yeah.
Like there's just a website that takes you to this, and
There's
you see
definitely a
QR codes
creepypasta.
around the city. Yeah, like takes you to that.
You know how old Relient K's original websites are not available on the Time Machine,
Yeah.
the Wayback Machine? You can make a creepypasta about why.
A creepypasta.
A creepypasta. It's me. What's my 90s Mario? This is a regular Mario, and this is the 90s Mario. This is a video game Mario. I do this for Cooper all the time. Here's the video game Mario, but here's 90s Mario. Oh, I love pasta. I love how did I say it? Pasta. Pasta.
You said
pasta.
You
I
said
love
pasta.
Hey Cooper, it's me, 90s American Mario. I love lasagna. And don't you ever do drugs or you're gonna experience hell. It did it again! What the fuck is going on with my phone? This is creepy as hell. This is creepy as hell. I'm turning the Bluetooth off.
This is not a new Bluetooth speaker either. Like
No.
we've been using this for like a year on the podcast.
We used a different Bluetooth that eventually started dying, and then I bought a new one. Yeah, we've used...
Yeah, like a year ago.
Yeah. So, what the fuck is going... I guess it's because it's the phone, right? The new factor is the iPhone 15 that
Yes.
you already complained about.
Yeah.
Well, anyway...
So I'm like, now, what do we do? Because we can't go Android. We just can't do that.
It didn't,
So I'm
what is
like-
going on?
Somebody's trying to use the internet, Danny.
Someone's trying to listen in, and they keep dialing wrong. Someone at Apple is trying to listen into what we're doing. Well, anyway, I don't know if we'll take our break for a second.
We'll take our
We'll
break,
come back.
and
we'll do
we'll,
what I
call
have,
up-
and then
oh.
we'll call, and then we'll do
okay.
what I have, and then we'll call up my friend Johnny.
Okay.
Because what if calling up Johnny takes 5 minutes? What if it takes 2 hours? Let's take our break now because we don't know what that's going to be. Hey, it's me, Mario. I just want to remind you, you should go sign up at the patreon.com/Sadie Hawkins pod. Over there, they got that real good gabagool. You should have signed up just like these people. A Maggie, a Matthew, a Bjorn, a Isaac, a Kendall, a Joshua, Daniel, Jay, Michael, Samantha, a Jimmy Eat a Pod, a This Might Be a Podcast, and a Tucker. Woohoo! Over there, you get 2 bonus episodes every month, and you automatically get access to 5 years of back bonus episodes. Yeah, that's right. This is me, 90s Mario. Video game Mario just wants me to confirm that they do episodes like reading through the entire complex infrastructure book, talking about the K's for karaoke episodes, and all kinds of other stuff. And remember, you should go sign up right now. Yeah, a 90s Mario's correct. You should go do that. And remember one other thing. Don't you ever do drugs. Don't you even think about doing drugs, or you will go to hell before you die. Oh, wahoo! All right, so I actually do have some stuff. Now,
Okay.
there are no covers, there's no fan derivative works, there's no anime music videos.
You know, that's kind of surprising. Don't you think that bored kids in their basement would have done this?
Just lip sync
Just
to
lip
it at
sync
least.
to it. Yeah, like maybe they did on Dub Smash, and Dub Smash just doesn't exist anymore. It may or may not have become TikTok. I don't really know.
Right. Well, what I decided to do was, I had this video in mind. There's one particular video in mind that I don't remember when I found it. But it's some kids randomly finding Relient K at Sears. So, like, Relient K must have been in town for Warped Tour or a
Amazing.
regular tour. And some kids were at
Is
Sears.
this when they went to get their pictures taken at JCPenney Photo Studio?
Oh, I don't think so. But this is from 15 years ago. John Schneck is there, so this is around that era. And Music Maniac, music spelled M-U-S-I-K, Maniac spelled M-A-N-I-A-K, 3366. I guess my Bluetooth just does that now. I randomly get a dial tone every once in a while. This is called Relient K at Sears. It's a 40-second video. And this
provides us catharsis through his heroic acts that sometimes come after a mistake is made,
Danny.
making us feel like we
Nerd.
can
I accidentally clicked one of my Dragon Ball videos.
good even if we mess up. Another more extreme example is Vegeta.
Yeah.
Now, I'm really hoping that
Stop
none of you can
playing this
actually relate
nerd
to
shit around my son.
I had the Sears video up and I accidentally, like, my thumb grazed over the Dragon Ball Z video. Okay, here's Music Maniac meeting Relient K at Sears.
Who is this guy talking on the phone? There's a blonde hair. That's not teasing. Oh, I love this. They're so awkward. It's great. Oh, this is awesome. What are they selling for $3.99 at Sears? This is so weird. Since when do they have like mulch and stuff at Sears? What Sears is this?
Sears,
Where are we?
Sears was a hardware store. Sears started as a hardware store before it became a department store. That's the thing.
I'll take a picture.
I'm old enough to remember when Sears was specifically like a Home Depot that you went to. And then Sears experimented. Remember, come see the softer side of Sears? That was one of their slogans, come see the softer side of Sears. Sears started as a hardware store. And then they were like, well, let's put in some clothes. Let's put in televisions. Let's put in kids'
Okay, but this
clothes.
is 15 years ago, not 1972. Like,
well, but what I'm saying is like their hardware section always.
well, yeah, because Sears
stayed
Roebuck was a
apart,
catalog.
yeah.
You could order like homes from there back in the Old West days
Yes,
to
exactly.
build at home.
So when I was a kid in the 80s, it was still predominantly thought of as a hardware store that also had department store aspects. By the end, it was just seen as a department store that had hardware store and electronics aspects. Kind of like how your aunt thought that, Chili's was a barbecue restaurant. It was like...
Ooh, sports money. Sorry.
That's a personal thing that...
Yes. My aunt did refer to, she's like, oh, we gotta go to that great barbecue place, Chili's or whatever.
We're like, what? So some people like your aunt and like me, people who are older of a certain age, will say, Sears, we gotta go to the hardware store. Whereas people like
I know
you...
they sell like Milwaukee tools or whatever, but like, I don't know, treadmills. There's a transcript there, and it's funny. I was gonna read it, and then you took it from
Oh,
back.
well, you want to see... What did it say? Because that's where we got the famous thing, sports money. Here on City Hawkins Pod, when we're talking about... Earmuffs, Cooper, when we're talking about the reefer. Oh, my God. China's still singing over my phone.
The government is listening into you, and they know that you just talked about the devil's lettuce.
When we talk about the devil's lettuce, on this show we say sports money because we did a live stream one time of the Where the Cell Phone and Buffalo Roam, or Where the Buffalo and Cell Phone Roam, which was an early, when Brian Pittman was still in the band, streaming show that Relient K did, early internet, literally available over like phones and stuff. That's why it was called the Cell Phones Roam, because you'd like download it on your early video phone. And there's a point in that...
It's like MySpace era.
Yeah, MySpace era. Right before MySpace era, honestly. And there's a moment in there where Dave Douglas makes a 420 joke, and this YouTube archive of this video, it transcribed it as sports money.
Right, because they were in the woods and they went up to a rock and it had 420 spray painted on it. That's why.
You remember better than I do.
It was feel like to be standing with
So, what was the transcription? Did I turn off the...
What does it feel like to be standing next to Relient K? Let's see. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done now?
What did you do to my phone? It's already hacked and being listened to.
Show transcript.
I'm videoing.
Hey, I'm standing beside you. Yeah, I am. Dude.
Yeah, I am. My favorite band. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am too. Dude.
Hey, I'll take a picture.
I am too, me and Brittany, dude, I will. Show you the picture. Are you serious? My camera's not working. Like it is. I'll take a picture.
So now we had to start calling Relient K, Yeah, I am.
Exactly.
Only the true heads call this band Yeah, I am.
Look on the bright side. It's like that old song.
Why is this so long?
Why is there...
This said Goldfinger Frasier, so I clicked into it.
Yeah.
But it's just...
there's a clip from an episode of Frasier where they all stand around a piano at a bar and sing the Goldfinger theme song.
Oh, I thought...
Not Superman.
Right.
Or You're in Your Bedroom.
I thought that's what they meant.
No.
I thought...
You thought there was an episode where Feldy was on Frasier.
No, I kind of thought that they just, like, somebody made, like, an FMV Frasier stuff to a Goldfinger song.
I was listening...
That's not the case.
I was listening to the Daniel Craig. I just had read. This is where my mind goes. I was listening to the Daniel Craig era theme songs, the Chris Cornell one and the Adele, and then that more recent one that we haven't even finished the movie, the Billie Eilish. And then when I was done listening to those, I was thinking about the older songs. I'm like, I don't want to listen to the older songs. But remember that time on Frasier where they were sad, so they went to a piano bar and sang
No one remembers
Goldfinger?
that. What are you, 65? What are you talking about?
I remember when...
on Frasier?
Remember
No.
on Frasier? Remember we went to Sears to buy a hammer and a drill bit, and then we went home to watch Frasier?
No one remembers any of this. You're like an 85-year-old man. What are you talking about?
And then we stopped at my favorite barbecue restaurant, Chili's. Okay, well, anyway, we have some Relient K meet and greet videos that I looked up based off of... Now, I found that Relient K Sears thing years ago. It came to mind thinking of random kids meeting Relient K. I got to burp Cooper while we do this somehow. And I'm going to play a Relient K meet and greet video that I found earlier. This is called Bonnie Meeting Relient K. This is uploaded by Kelsey Hall, 12 years ago.
You can do it, don't worry. Walk closer.
So they're at an alternative press booth, what I have to assume is Warped Tour, 12 years ago, and 67 views on this video. Bonnie looks really, really anxious. She's wearing very mid-2000s sort of sunglasses. And she's about to go up and meet Relient K at the alternative press booth. So I guess this was a scheduled meet and greet signing, which I met Relient K. I met Relient K out in the crowd during shows, and they'd hang out after shows. But I also went up to signings to, I want to be cool. I would never have my CDs with me and be like, please sign this. I would only do that at officially designated signing situations.
It's fine. Are you recording it? Yeah. Right now? Yeah. I'm gonna be really good.
Goku could have
Jessica,
you and this damn nonsense.
Her house is chaos.
You just
I handed her the
me,
phone and her thumb hit a Goku video.
It was the bottom of my hand. Okay, are you recording? Yes, let's get up there already. Alright, here we go. Gonna meet Relient K. Look at Teason in a tank top. There's Schneck looking cool. Everybody's looking great. Ethan's in the band.
Cooper, if you burp into the mic.
Oh, thank you.
No, you need that.
For fudge sakes, you and... That's it, we're getting rid of this phone.
This phone has been hacked for sure.
She just got a high five from... I can't tell if that was Teason or Schnack. This is when Hoops had the Hoop stash era.
Oh, he's got a little bit of a mustache going than the last time we saw him.
Oh my gosh,
We gonna
yes.
go eat? We haven't even talked about the lines of dialogue that we haven't talked about the actual track.
They're all just silently signing. Alright, move along.
Move along. Just like our famous song, Move
Krillin's
Along,
first
Move Along.
Kamehameha. Fucking nerd.
You're a nerd.
Shit.
You're a nerd. Hey, Krillin worked really hard.
We really have to work on the language. We need to just have a bleep going around.
It's not a problem
the
for me. I don't swear around the boy. I see him and my heart is pure. Now your heart.
He's smiling at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's another one called Meeting Relient K. This is from Come Back Fred. Come back, Fred. Come back, Fred. Come back, Fred. Come back, Fred. And this is from 2008. My life is now complete. Sorry it's kind of shaky. There were no cameras allowed, so I had to kind of hide it. Warped Tour Chicago, August 2nd, 2008.
Oh my gosh, this audio.
It's really shaky. It's just feet. What is this? Matt Hoops' Instagram is just pictures of this guy's feet. It's just a shaky video. Again, they're in the alternative press
Paramore
booth.
we're listening to? Blown out. Oh, here we are. Shaky up closes of everybody.
Can I have a hug?
Aw, and then Thiessen leaned across the table and gave them a hug. That's very sweet.
What's your favorite breakfast cereal? That's awesome.
Okay.
So whose favorite breakfast cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Ethan's favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
That's some great information right there.
but I didn't hear Hoops's.
What's your favorite breakfast cereal? What's your favorite breakfast?
I think Hoops also said Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So did Ethan. Now, just like how Ethan and Hoops both have worn the Scally cap at the same show, and I'm like, which one's copying
They
which?
might be in this video as well.
No, Ethan's not wearing a hat here, but man,
They were in the last one.
so
They both were, I mean, in the last
where Ethan
video.
and which one was copying which one? Was Ethan like, hey, Hoops has been copying me with the Scally cap, so I'm gonna copy his favorite cereal?
Maybe they both just like Scally Caps and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Danny.
That creepy beep, creepy beepy. So
It is the taste you can see.
here's a 4-minute video.
Oh,
by,
wow.
And I don't necessarily want to have to edit the audio in, so I'm gonna just put the speaker back close to the.
I just kept moving it because someone kept trying to touch
pull it
it
down.
Yeah.
This is a video by What Great Thing. This video is called Meeting Relient K. This is from 2012, 7 likes, 120 views. And the comment says, the description says, I met one of my favorite bands, NBD. What's NBD mean?
No big deal.
No big deal. So it's a 4-minute video.
Relient K and Alyssa is crossing, meeting us off her bucket list. So
Oh, was that it? You said it's 4 minutes.
So this is like a vlog. This is like a
Oh,
4-minute vlog.
Okay.
So it cut to the actual show.
Oh, that was a little
and Matt
teaser at the
Thiessen
beginning.
talking at the
Gotcha.
beginning directly to a camera and say, Alyssa is meeting us and crossing out the bucket list. Then we cut to who I guess is Alyssa, sitting in front of some Tom's Shoes banners.
Bags, yeah.
Bags tied up to the wall. And then she's like, ee! And then she's going to talk about...
This week I met a band that I love, that I have no shame loving. By the way,
Cherry
just saying
Poppin'
that
Daddies.
this band is old.
A lot of people think they're a swing... Wait, did she say...
Cherry wine, cherry poppin' daddies.
Oh, yeah.
That I have no shame loving, by the way. Can I just say that though this band is old,
What? The f- she done?
Rude.
This is 2012. They've been around for
12 years.
they've been around. Yeah, they've been in the mainstream for 12 years. They've been around for 14
I
or
met
15.
the Beatles today. They're kind of old.
Yeah, it's 1971. I met this really old band called the Beatles. They're kind of old. What are you talking about?
and people say that they don't know any of their new music. They forgot the words to the old songs. Yada yada yada.
I feel like just one or just her particular friend group has said this.
I have been a steady fan from the start, and this band is Relient K.
And then it cuts to, I guess, the footage of that night.
As you can see, they came to Biola
Oh, wow. We're going back and forth. Look at this editing. Good for you, Alyssa.
by a twist
So
of
the
fate
big LA Bible
and
College,
intervention.
Biola, apparently they played there.
Oh, gotcha.
Works for Social Board, who puts on. And
Oh, God.
I love this remix.
My hacked phone.
Which is probably the coolest thing anyone's ever done for me, ever. So we went to the show. It was really fast. Took a quick picture. They like herded us together. There was only half an hour of meet and greet time, and like 30 people. So if we kind of got in a line,
everybody gets a minute.
Everybody wanted autographs, so we just like jumped together.
And then it cuts to they're in like the school. They're in like the college gym.
Even better though.
How the hell have we already got an hour talking about this? I feel like there's definitely some fat to be cut here.
No, we're not cutting out anything. People have been waiting for weeks for us to return.
I suppose that's true. Gotta make it last another 3 weeks.
Now here is a 32-minute vlog about someone meeting Relient K in Vancouver.
Oh, good lord!
Do you want to play that?
No.
Okay.
We didn't even get to Alyssa meeting them.
Did you want to? I felt like
Just fast forward.
All right. I felt like you were like done with it because you're like, oh, this episode sucks.
I did not say that. No, I thought you meant her episode. I'm like, no, her episode's just fine.
Together,
fans taking pictures.
Let's hear the end of it.
People were pushing and shoving the time as soon as the
Whoa! People were pushing and shoving. Gentle little push pit. I'm gonna push you. Go to a Let's Jake show.
Heck no.
He just leaned over. He just like came off the stage and jumped.
Listen to our most recent concert report episode to know what I'm talking about.
He was singing as he leaned in, and everybody was touching his face and like rubbing his head and grabbing his arms and touching,
praising him as the Lord.
Right oh no!
This what I'm learning here is that you are revering this band as an idol, as a false idol.
just like drawn to him like a magnet.
Oh.
So she's like, there's like editing going on. Yeah. She's cutting in footage of the concert.
Everywhere, basically, and my glasses go askew. So I'm just like.
And then that pit opens up, and everyone's just smashing. They do a wall of death. They go into a suicidal tendencies cover, and everyone's just.
If I go down, I'm gonna get trampled.
And he's just like, I want one Pepsi, and everyone's just like throwing fists.
Can you fast forward to the actual meet and greet? I'd like to know what happened.
One of my favorite bands, and that is a bucket list item. But he kind of backed up a little bit. But
did you go back to the start?
I might have gone too far.
I was fighting my way back to the top, trying to get air. Fixed myself. He finally got out of the audience, and everybody kind of backed up a little bit. But I was afraid for my life for just a moment.
Is this how we should do?
Have you ever felt afraid for your life at a Relient K show?
Yeah, when Less Than Jake started. Afterwards.
Enjoy it. I did.
At a Relient K specific
really
show,
talk about
no.
meeting them.
At the other shows you drag me to, yes, absolutely.
I remember the first real punk show I ever took you to. What felt like a real punk show where people around there actually were like, oh, these aren't just like small people. Was a Teenage Bottle Rocket show at a real at a bar in Chicago when we lived in Chicago for a year. I was like, oh, Teenage Bottle Rocket's playing at this bar. Let's go. And we went. And you were like, this is like a real punk show. And I'm sure by degrees it's still technically not a real punk show, but it was more like a real punk show than you'd ever been to.
Yeah. I mean, nobody was spitting at the band or throwing beer bottles at them that I remember. So if by that you mean it wasn't a quote-unquote real punk show, then...
There's a couple other things. Like, I found some interview videos talking on Warped Tour and stuff. But there's this other... And then there's this 32-minute vlog by Nix Say Chaos, Vlogish, my trip to Vancouver, meeting Relient K. I didn't preview it, so I have no idea.
I want to go to Vancouver and meet Relient K.
So here's a 48-second video by Fight
You
Top.
keep saying minute, and now you just said second. Okay.
48-second video.
Okay, cool.
There's
That's a lot more manageable.
48-second video by Fight Ta, Fight T-A-H, called Relient K Meet and Greet, Sadie Hawkins Dance. I think Meet and Greet's a little ironic, because what this is it's actually an overblown video from 2009, warning, lower the volume, it's all bass. Saturday, September 12th, 2009, Melbourne, Australia. awesome night. But awesome is spelled AU capitalized.
So we're not even in Vancouver and there's no actual meet and
No, we're
greet.
not watching the Vancouver video because that is half an hour long.
Damn it, Danny.
There's a thing called Vlogish where the girl says, I went to Vancouver and I met Relient K. It's half an hour long. I didn't preview it. I don't know when she said. We can play it for a second. Here's Vlogish.
Well, I
for 2 weeks at the beginning of the month in an attempt to kickstart myself back into being normal. Whatever my normal is.
Well, I'm not making fun of her, whatever she's talking about.
A bit of a break because
just fast forward to the meet and greet.
I don't know where it is.
Done.
It's a half an hour video.
I was like,
you have a finger and a little skimmer.
We gotta go to the back. I was like, I need to hug Matthew Thiessen. I need to hug him. Like, you don't understand.
Okay, I landed right around it.
And so we went back and
oh my god!
And, we were standing under these trees that were dropping globs of wet snow onto us, and there was a group of people, but like not a huge group of people.
If you're thinking of upgrading,
don't.
Just wait. Just wait.
Us away. And I was like, what are the chances?
Wait until there's a solar flare and all technology dies. Just wait till that.
Your chances are not good at all. I really don't think you're going to meet anybody. But I just kind of like stuck it out and was like, no, you don't know me. I'm Nixie, and
that's
I'm
right.
Magical, and
she is Nixie.
It's gonna work out.
And she's magical.
It's gonna freaking work out. So we hung out back there for like half an hour, I'd say.
That's as long as it's.
And you know, William was like talking to people. He was good, but he was obviously getting impatient and wanted to leave. He was hungry. I was hungry too.
You gonna go get something to eat?
He was getting
impatient. No, I already ate earlier.
And I just was not ready to leave. And
I'll hand you the video.
The way it was
Don't
kind of set up, there was like the two
Dragon
tour buses
video.
were here, and then they brought in the truck here.
Bad lip reading Russian
like
unicorn is underneath here, so we're.
Oh yeah, I rewatched that recently.
And I saw 3 people exit off of one of the buses, and
I just did a little skip there, but it was very seamless.
Boots. And I was just like, "That's Matt." So I went up. So this was where like this truck was, and the man door's here, and everyone else was kind of like standing around here.
Oh, okay.
There's like trees and stuff. So Will's over here, and I come up here, and there was like 2 kids and their dad.
2 kids on the street,
and
2 college kids.
A couple of people come under.
Don't leave us hanging. Come on, let us know.
And I see Matt's like neon orange jacket. He was wearing a toque. His hair's really like curly and fluffy.
He just got off a construction
normally,
site, so
that's
he was wearing
what I would
neon
be looking
orange.
For. But I had seen earlier in the day a picture of him, and he was wearing this neon orange jacket. I see his orange jacket. I'm like, oh my god, it's actually him. I was right. And I think the little girl like reached for the other. I have no idea who the other person was.
So I knocked him down.
I pretty much saw Matt, and I just like tunnel visioned, and I just like looked at him, and I was like, Matt? He looks at me, and I'm like, can I hug you? And he just put his hands out and like kind of squeezed between the 2 other people and hugged me. And I gave him a good squeeze and then let go, and he said, it's really nice to meet you. Like, yeah,
Phrasing.
You too. And then I don't remember. I think I must have just at that point was just like, yeah, you too. And then just like
I woke up in the hospital.
And, like turned around and ran away.
Well, that's nice.
I always feel bad when I'm like waiting to meet a band member.
I didn't.
Be invasive.
Like, I swear to you, I did not do that. It just cuts out. Well, I mean, that was a good place to stop. So that's lovely. That's so nice.
That's real nice.
That's awesome.
The other video I had that I said Sadie Hawkins dance meet and greet is just where.
I mean, she's already doing better than one of the members of this podcast. I've never met either Matt.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I've met them a bunch of times.
Yeah, I've met them a bunch of times. Oh, look at me. I'm Danny.
I mean, that's so the reason we haven't met them is because I'm always like, I DM with Matt Thiessen and Matt Hoops, and I'm like, hey, want to meet up? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, can Jessica come? And they're like, oh, sorry, something came up.
Yeah, because I started following the band like in the era, and therefore they weren't doing like meet and greets or anything anymore.
Not like easily.
Yeah, and like they've only gone up in popularity, and then at whatever they're at now. So no, but
the thing was, when I used to meet with Relient K all the time after shows during the first 4 albums, right up until about early 2005. It was really easy to find them because after the show, they were just around, right? Like, because a lot of the times they were opening for Five Iron Frenzy or Supertones or whatever, and then they would just be, like, walking around and they would just be at their booth. And then at Soul Fest or other festivals, I'm sure, they would just be walking around the fairgrounds and just seeing other bands. Ooh! The last time we saw them talked to them in person was... me and my friend Johnny talked to Hoops in person at Warped Tour. Hoops was just standing around watching May. So
Danny,
the thing
you're giving away all your Johnny stories before we actually talk to him.
I'm trying to remember them in case Johnny doesn't remember them. But
he's not going to. Spoiler warning. We did a pre-call with him last weekend. He doesn't remember anything. So
my point is, by the time of when moved over from Goatee and got redistributed by Capitol, they weren't just walking around and hanging out at their merch booth anymore. I'm sure you could find them if you worked really diligently, but I didn't work diligently. I never had to work hard to meet Relient K and talk to them. So I was like, I've had my time with them. Let other people have their time with them. The hardest we've worked since then was at the Boston show to see Schneck, because Schneck had a cold, so we waited for him for a really long time outside after the show because he was taking care of himself. That's the hardest work we did. You saw Matt Thiessen up close, though. You saw him outside the Boston show. Remember we were standing out there talking to Schneck, and Thiessen came walking out? And we didn't say anything because, like, he was getting ready.
He just walked off, and then he did a little heel click.
He did a little jump in the air and clicked his heels together. We're like, oh, he's just like that when no one's looking at him either. He's just like that all the time.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our guest because this episode's getting lengthy where we're talking about nothing.
We did a 2.5-hour episode on Crayons Can Melt on Us. It's only fitting that we do a 3-hour episode on Kids on the Street.
We'll be back with our guest.
Answers. Now this is an appropriate ringing.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hey, you're on the radio.
You're on the radio.
I'm on the radio?
Yeah.
How did I win?
How's this sound, Jessica? How's the Bluetooth sound up?
We're doing good.
We're doing good. He sounds like he's really here in the room with us.
Absolutely.
Don't hang up on him.
Cooper might hang up on him,
Cooper might hang up on you.
Hold on. Let's move that away.
You still there? Okay, good.
What happened?
Cooper's jealous that you're on the... Yeah, he's talking to you.
I remember going to concert, and he was like, I got Skittles once.
Oh, yeah, we did the Skittles thing. So, anyway, remember all the Relient K shows we went to?
No.
Do you remember...
about 7 of them.
Okay. That's good. We only need you to remember 7 of them.
Yeah. Do you remember...
When I say 7, I meant like 4. What was that one where they played the song? There was drums in it, guitar, there was bass. There's some vocals and background vocals.
You're interrupting our guest.
Cooper, you're interrupting your Uncle Johnny. Yeah, do you...
Is he on the... You have 3 people now?
Yeah, we have 3 hosts now.
He's always on?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been about 5 years since I listened to the podcast, so I don't know what song you were on.
That makes sense. I think we started about 5 years ago. So.
You were an early follower of our podcast. You were leaving comments on our Podbean account. You were the only one who did that. And then you just disappeared.
Yeah, well, I had nothing to do that day.
I remember you called us up one time on our anniversary in, I think, 2019. We had just gone to the steakhouse from the movie Step Brothers for our anniversary. And you called us up to say how good our podcast was. And then you stopped listening right after that.
What? I saw Step Brothers with you?
No. We went to the steakhouse from the movie Step Brothers.
Your birthday or something.
Oh, was that my birthday?
Yeah.
I watched it that way.
Yeah. No, Jessica and I were engaged when Step Brothers came out, I'm pretty sure. Or we were just about to get engaged.
We were dating.
It was like 2009 or something. That's
So you do this radio in one go? You're not going to edit this?
I mean, we can edit it a little bit. What are you going to say?
What are you going to Yeah.
What are you going to
What am I not going to say? Remember that time we were driving? And
Driving
I
in
looked
your
outside
car?
the window.
Yes.
And I was going to say, you know, I should probably watch 24. I don't have a whole day to spend on that.
I get it.
Yes, I do.
Good Lord, 24. Who has thought about that show?
When we run out of Relient K songs, that's what we're talking about next. We're going minute by minute through 24.
There's 9 seasons. I thought I could do it in a week, but no, it took me 2 weeks to do. So I decided not to do it. I don't have 2 weeks.
Are you just using this as a vehicle for your stand-up comedy?
Not at all.
I heard you saw Bigfoot. Is that true?
Yeah, I saw Bigfoot. Well, I did like 120 milligrams of edibles. I saw Bigfoot. And I was like, don't worry. We're just looking for Harry. We know the Hendersons. We're with the Hendersons.
You messed it up.
I knew Danny was setting you up for something.
I gave you the perfect
like,
Conan, Carson, Leno style setup like a talk show host, and then you messed up your own punchline. It happens.
I don't have a good agent.
Why don't you come over here to the couch and we'll chat?
With this routine, he hasn't earned the couch yet, Danny.
No. So we brought the Skittles one time. You remember when we went to the Five Iron Frenzy show that Relient K opened for in Manchester? It was at a church in like an old mill building. Do you remember that?
I thought that was a club.
It was like a club next to a church. It was like the church bought the bar next to them it was an old mill building that got turned into businesses. And there was a bar and there was a church. And then the bar went out of business and the church bought the bar and started hosting Christian shows there, Manchester, New Hampshire. What was that place called? It was like a real monotonous name. It was like, it wasn't the Mill, but it was like, I'm sure I could look it up in a concert calendar, but it was like the Hole. That would be a bad name for a Christian coffee house. the place.
The Holy Ghost.
Yeah, the Holy Ghost. Yeah. Anyway, we stopped to buy Skittles, but we couldn't find regular sized bags of Skittles, so we bought one of those 1 or 2 pound bags. And then we didn't throw it at Relient K, so we threw it at Five Iron Frenzy. And
Micah picked it up.
Yeah, Micah picked it. That's right. I forgot that. But it's see, you fill in the holes that I don't recall. And it's smacked down on the floor in between Five Iron Frenzy in the middle of a song. And they all turned to look at it like it was a gunshot, and then they were all relaxed though. And they're all like, that's a giant bag of Skittles and we're the wrong band for that.
It's a great story, Dan.
Classic us, I guess.
Classic Johnny and Danny.
Now, do you remember the show where you first saw John Warren in the band? Because Danny's told us this before, that you actually were like, oh, that's the guy from Ace Troubleshooter, and Danny didn't know who that was, or he was not super familiar with the band and the band's members at the time.
Oh, they had the 3 dots for the logo, so it's 3 people. I think he was the blue dot.
What?
Didn't they have like 3 dots?
Yeah, that's more recent. That's like 2016. That's aired for free.
And there were technically only 2, whatever members at that time. Well, I guess Dave Douglas did come back at some point around that era.
What Jessica's asking is, do you remember after Brian Pittman left the band and Ummm came out, you and me went to a semi-secret show at the Axis to see them, and Brian was out of the band, and then you pointed at the new bass player and you said, that's the guy from Ace Troubleshooter.
Sure.
So put upon. Sure. What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? What do you want to... You just said that
This is the most relaxed and talkative I've ever been when we've had a guest, literally ever on this podcast. keeps trying to set him up like a journalist, and he keeps not following through.
Do my research.
Do you remember the last time we talked to Matt Hoops?
And this, kids, is why you don't do the sports money.
Do you remember when you and me and Dan Stevens, not the now famous Dan Stevens from Beauty and the Beast, but Dan Stevens, the lead singer of Good for Life, a local Christian ska punk band. I'm saying that for the listeners. You know who it is. Do you remember when you, me, and him went to Warped Tour 2005 or 4, and we were late, and we missed Relient K, and we missed Reggie and the Full Effects, and we missed a bunch of bands we wanted to see, yeah. But then we went to see May, and Matt Hoops was just standing in the crowd, and you saw him and went up to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
What did you talk about?
On Warped Tour? This is 20 years ago. I can't remember 20 minutes ago.
I remember one thing we talked about is the fact that they had just moved to Capitol. And he was like...
because they got the videos of...
Yep, the music
TRL
video.
And stuff,
yeah,
right?
they were on TRL, and we asked Matt Hoops how'd that happen. He's like, it just happened.
It just happened. Yeah, a little bit.
You remember that a little bit? You remember we went to see Hopes Fall that day?
That I remember seeing Hopes Fall. I'm like, wow, that's a refreshing,
Yes, I recall they were really good
all
that
the
day.
yelling and stuff.
Right. And then do you remember do you remember what you said about the Offspring?
The Offspring?
Yeah, the Offspring.
They were playing at a Warped Tour, and I thought it was just the PA system. And I'm like, you know what? Someday our Offspring are going to listen to the Offspring. That's weird.
This is 2005, and Offspring's still going strong today. But in 2005, you're like, oh, the Offspring's over there.
Well, I hope they're all right. The kids, that is.
Well, one of them got kicked out because of his COVID reaction.
Oh, well, I haven't been keeping up with
recent events.
The Kardashians. What season are they on? Are they still around?
I think Keeping Up with the Kardashians is done, and it's called something else now.
I don't know, but they're on Hulu because there was a billboard outside of our apartment for like 3 weeks. So.
What else do you remember about Relient K? Do you remember when we went to see them at the Boy Scout camp and the aforementioned Good for Life?
Yeah, that was the very first one.
Yeah.
That was somewhere in Western Mass.
Yes, it was. Do you remember?
I really, really had to go to the bathroom, and we found a gas station. And I locked myself in for like 3 or 4 minutes.
I don't remember this.
Oh, yeah. And I got a Red Bull before, Red Bull was a thing back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And now look at Red Bull. They got 15 flavors. Get the June berry.
Do you remember what Relient K played that day? Do you remember talking to them? Yeah.
They played Breakdown.
Yes, they did.
And I was saying, this is a good song. That's probably going to be re-released on a future album.
The 2 songs I remember, as little as I might remember from that show, I didn't even remember Steven performed at that show, but what I remember from that show is they played Breakdown, which was then only available on the EP, and they played Down in Flames, which was at that time never released song. And I remember that strongly because Real Big Fish also had a song called Down in Flames. So later that day,
Down in Flames.
Yeah, Down in Flames. So later that day, after Relient K was done with their set, I went up to Matt Thiessen and I said, Real Big Fish has a song called Down in Flames, and he was like, "Oh man, really?" He actually looked disappointed. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I told you."
Well.
And yet, for some reason, they didn't record you for Kids on the Street, Danny.
I know. Do you feel personally attacked that Relient K didn't put us on the Kids on the Street track on the 3rd album?
A little bit. We did bug them quite a bit, but we were young kids. We didn't know. We were 19, 20 or something.
We were young kids.
Yeah, we were older.
Was it during one of the Soul Fests I had a comb in my back pocket, like a pocket comb? And could I get a picture with There's
Oh, it was
Matt
a comb?
Thiessen, and I put the comb up. That's not a phone. I'm like, yeah, I don't have a phone. That's
Oh,
great.
you didn't have a phone.
Everybody had
That's
a
even
razor
better.
phone.
Now, Danny told this story a little bit ago, so that's even better that it was a comb. It wasn't even a phone.
Because I recall, I think you pulled that bit on a couple of different bands at different times, but I could have sworn there were times where you would hold up your phone, but it was like like an early Nokia with no camera, so you were like, oh, there's no camera on this.
Johnny is one to recycle material, much like how I can only assume Jay Leno is in his stand-up act.
Yeah, we got to go see Jay Leno at the at Flappers Burbank sometime.
Are you still around doing stuff?
Yeah, he still does.
In his garage.
Exactly.
We were
this
near
is
his
a 1962 car.
Yeah. We rented a truck one time here in Los Angeles, and somebody said, hey, you see that wall right there? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you can't park over there because that's Jay Leno's actual garage, and he doesn't like to see the trucks parked up against there because people can climb over. So he's like, when you return the truck, just don't park on that wall. I was like, oh, okay. This was in North Hollywood. See, that's my brush with fame. You got to get out here.
You can't.
You got to get out here and do your stand-up.
By Jay Leno's garage. You could open for Jay Leno.
You could open for Jay Leno.
Warm up the crowd. What was that? What was that Bigfoot joke again?
You want to give the Bigfoot one a try again?
The what?
You want to give the Bigfoot joke a try again?
Oh, the Bigfoot try? I don't remember it.
Now you understand why I'm more like I am, right?
If you're ever in the woods and you see Bigfoot, just be like, hey, relax. We're with the Hendersons. We're looking for Harry.
There you go.
Something like that.
I don't think you need the hairy part. You just say, I ran into Bigfoot, I got really scared, and I said, hey man, it's cool. I know the Hendersons.
Yeah.
That's how you told me the joke the first time. It was funny. What else? Do you remember when we went to the secret? Did you remember when we went to the secret show with Switchfoot in that really tiny bar in Rhode Island? Do you remember that?
A little bit.
A little bit. I don't remember what the name of that bar was. I don't know what
Switchfoot.
Switchfoot.
It was Rhode Island bar and Switchfoot played. And,
yeah, like New Sound Concerts sent out an email and was like, hey,
Yeah.
tomorrow Switchfoot is playing this bar. You know, reserve tickets now. And we got there and it was like less than 200 people. And this is like right before, I think, the third album, or maybe right after the third album.
Wow. It was a very beautiful album. Let me down. Perfect.
And then we got a Spike's Junkyard Dog after.
Was it around the Walk to Remember?
I think it was before that.
I remember talking to who's the guy in Switchfoot? John something?
John Foreman.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, what does this pedal do? And he's like, oh, that's to turn off the effects. It was a line selector. And years ago, I'm like, I have that pedal.
Oh, so that's interesting. Yeah, because you're a pedal guy. Matt Hoop's big pedal guy. Do you have any 1981 Inventions pedals yet?
No, I got a Wallace Audio Iron Horse. It's pretty much a rat. That's about as close as I can get.
Sure.
But, you know.
Now, did you ever talk to Matt Hoops about pedals back in the day? You talked to John Foreman about it, apparently. What about Hoops?
Probably Matt Hoops. Probably. I can't remember 20 years ago.
Do you remember?
Now, I just remember that you talked to John Foreman.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, these neurons fire when they fire, and they don't fire when they don't fire.
Yeah. That's a real thing. Oh man, I wish I knew you were calling. I would have showered, you know. It snowed today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because you're in Maine.
Yeah.
We didn't mention you're in Maine. We're here in Los Angeles. It rained today.
It did.
Oh. Again.
That's a novelty here.
Yeah. You're in a.
Why are you doxing him, Danny?
Should I bleep that? I'll bleep that. I don't want to dox you.
Doxing
Maine's a big
Oh,
state.
they're gonna find me.
They're going to find you. What people should do is go to your Instagram, because you're always doing your improvisational, like, psychedelic jazz guitar on your Instagram. And it sounds good.
Because you need a phaser, you need delay, you need another delay, and some reverb, and a chorus, and a fuzz pedal.
That's all you need.
And it's in stereo. Yeah.
How many is that? Like 8?
Those are the original lyrics to All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. It was All You Need Is...
1, 2, 3 pedals on my board currently.
Uh-oh, he spit up, Dan.
Oh, no. Ew, he did spit up.
One's a tuner, so it really doesn't. One's a compressor, and I always have it on, so it really doesn't count. And one's a looper pedal. That
this is boring, Cooper.
Clean him. Clean him up. Johnny, what's your favorite Relient K song?
Oh, the one about crayons.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Crayons can melt on us.
Because it's very short and stuff, you know?
It
It's
is.
down to the point.
It's not so much about crayons. Maybe thematically, maybe
maybe spiritually.
Spiritually, it's about crayons, but really, it's about so much more.
Probably Failure to Excommunicate. Is that a song?
Failure to Excommunicate is the song.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I'll pick that one. That's a really nice hook.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Johnny, do you remember when the last time we talked to Matt Hoops at Warped Tour, you said to him, you should really start your own pedal company. And Matt Hoops was like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And you were like, no, you really should. You should really start it. And you were like, you should call it 1981. And he was like, no, I don't know about that. Do you remember that?
No, I think I asked him, like, you're getting a little bit older. How old are you? And he's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, you're from 81? You should call it 1981. Or something like that. I can't remember 20 minutes ago.
Now, do you also remember, and this one's true, how you had this idea, you had this thought, like, that you were like, they should make CDs that are double-sided.
Yeah, and put the video on the other side.
Put the DVD on the other side.
The Blu-ray.
Yeah, and then like 2 years later, they did that idea. But you used to go around and tell all these bands like Five Iron Frenzy and Relient K this idea, and then suddenly 2 years later, it happens. Yeah. That one's true.
That is Five Iron Frenzy and Relient K, and that caliber of band stealing that.
You know who I think really stole the idea was Micah. Because I remember specifically you telling your idea for the double-sided CD-DVD to Micah, and his response was, I don't think that's possible because the materials are slightly different between a CD and a DVD.
Lasers or something.
Yeah, but then 2 years later, the dual disc is suddenly on the market.
Yeah, that happened in a couple movies. Remember, you used to spin me around like we were breakdancing?
Right.
Then Austin Powers came out and they stole that.
That's right. That used to be a bit we'd do in school, or at concerts. Is like one of us would lay on our back and put up our legs, and the other would come over and start spinning us down.
Good Lord!
To manually breakdance the other, and then suddenly that appears
just on these dirty bar floors.
Yeah,
we didn't know any better.
We were just looking for attention.
You had that idea about a comedy movie about NASCAR, and then Talladega Nights came out.
Which one for what happened in Talladega Nights?
No.
Oh, right. We were all
about a comedy based on NASCAR.
We used to pitch ideas to each other for a NASCAR based comedy, and then a couple years later, Talladega Nights comes out. They were listening to us, probably the way they're listening on this phone now.
For a reality show, where you get a whole bunch of young people in a house, and they start getting real, mad real, and then that sketch came out, So no more ideas, but here's my idea.
Okay. What's your idea?
He doesn't know, Danny. He can't remember 20 years ago.
Flying cars. That's a great idea. You never seen that.
Because think about it.
Yeah, like you're in a traffic jam and you just push the button and you fly away.
In 1820s, right? They were thinking about skyscrapers. So 200 years from now, probably flying cars. At least hovering cars, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I never had a pet hamster. But thanks for asking.
You never had a pet hamster?
No. Was that the question?
I think so. Do you remember when we went to see Weird Al Yankovic?
That I do remember.
This interview is just Danny going, "Hey, do you remember that time?"
I'm trying to help jog his memory. We went to see Weird Al Yankovic at the Lowell Auditorium. I mean, that has nothing to do with...
I talked to him about accordion pedals, and he's like, "Those don't exist." Like they should. So if I ever see Weird Al, be like, you should start a pedal company for accordions.
He could call it 1981.
Now, this is a true story. You used to work in Market
You'd probably call it 1954, maybe? Wait, hold on.
I would ask my Siri, but I'm calling you on my phone. Do you remember when you used to work at Market Basket?
Do I?
Those memories are bright and shiny. And
I remember when Johnny used to work at Market Basket.
Do you remember when...
1959.
That basket.
Do you remember when Gallagher was playing in Lowell and he came into your... Gallagher,
the watermelon guy?
The watermelon comedian?
You're going to have to be more specific.
More specific.
I'm just thinking of... I thought of Weird Al. Yeah, you don't remember this, I guess, but you told me that...
That's like the time we could have saw Katie Hudson.
We did see Katie Hudson. We did meet Katie Hudson.
We did?
Yes, we did.
We saw her.
Oh, we never. I don't know if we saw her perform as Katie Hudson.
At the Living Well stage or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah, we didn't go to the pop stages and the worship stages, but we didn't see her live. No, we should have done that. No, we saw Katie Hudson just standing by the rock climbing wall at the punk rock stage at Soulfest, and there she was. Yeah. But we didn't know who she was until years later.
I don't remember.
Oh. Well, anyway, Gallagher came into your supermarket to buy his watermelons, and you told me this, and that's just a minor memory. I'm just recalling. What else? What else did we see Relient K?
That was a great aside.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Now, my question, Johnny, is when Brian Pittman left the band, they got a bunch of Johns to be in the band. Why didn't they call you?
I didn't have a bass at the time.
Do you have one now?
Yes.
I got a Squire bass.
Well, they got a new bass player. They got a Luke Preston. So maybe if he doesn't work out, Daniel Luke. I don't remember his name right now. I'm sorry. What?
I got it in 2010. Maybe no. I think I got it in 2008.
Well, that was where you could have been ready in time for Forget Not Slow Down.
Yeah, I haven't even put strings on it yet.
In 10 years? In 10 and 15 years?
Like, that's like 16 years ago.
You just have a stringless bass for 15 years?
No, I have the strings that came on it. I just haven't been around to restringing.
All right.
Yeah, I know, fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Real cutting edge.
What else?
It's all gonna be cut out. It's gonna be bonus.
This will be a Patreon episode, and you'll have to pay to hear it.
You have to hear myself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I always said I'd send you a free Patreon link, and I never have. Do you still want that?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Ouch. That's it. We're cutting the whole interview.
I'm real busy doing nothing.
Well, because it's winter, it's off season for you, right? You work at the resorts, at the restaurants.
Oh yeah, there's nothing's closed. I haven't worked in 6 weeks now.
Oh man,
I got a lot done. I showered yesterday.
That's
like
good.
COVID.
And
It's
more
like
often than
COVID
me.
for me again.
Right. Oh, that stinks.
Yeah.
It's like COVID, but
So
just because of the snow.
All right, Johnny, we're gonna play a little game. Are you ready?
Hold on, let me get my
Let me get your glasses.
All right.
Because I am a gym class hero. Because that's a
That was a band at
reference.
the time. Yeah,
that
that's
was a reference.
That's a 2000s reference.
That guy for a second or something like that.
Right.
See it all. Everything's connected.
Exactly.
It's like the Marvel universe. Okay, let's play a game.
All right.
I'll take history for 200, please.
So this is 15 questions by Noah Saunders. True Relient K fan quiz.
Oh, yeah. It's,
I guess, meant for boys and girls because it has both symbols. This quiz will determine if you truly are a true Relient K fan.
And Cooper can play along.
In the words of Jack Black, this will test your head and your mind and your brain too. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Which Relient K member got a divorce from his wife?
What? What a horrible way to start. I don't remember that when we did this.
One?
I think this is...
Is this a different one?
Oh my gosh, it only gave me 15 seconds. We already failed.
Oh, it doesn't want you to Google the answer.
It's moving on. Okay, so here we go.
What a screwed up test.
This is as
I'm
of...
going to have to go 50-50 on it
no.
and just say Matt.
So your choices are John Warren, Matt Thiessen, Dave Douglas, Stephen Cushman, and Matt Hoops. Now the real question is, when was this posted?
Right.
I'll probably go with Matt.
Well, you gotta pick Thiessen or Hoops. You have 8 seconds. Let's go.
Can I call a friend?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, which one?
I think the answer's Hoops. I think the answer was Hoops.
It's too late. We have 26 seconds. Next question.
The Thiessen's divorce only came to light a couple years ago.
Matt Hoops went to spend Christmas time with his family in 2010. Who played guitar in place of Matt Hoops temporarily? No one did. John Foreman, Justin Yorker, Ethan Luck. You know what? I thought this was going to be an older test, so let's go find an older test and one that is not timed.
Yeah, because I'm only familiar with the 3 EPs and the 4 albums.
Okay, here we go. Here's this track is off 2 lefts, and here's one that says 2 lefts don't make a right, but 3 do.
Yeah.
It's a quiz on the lyrics.
Oh,
okay.
That's good.
So, finish the lyric. And I lost my phone to the lake beneath the roller coaster ride, Batman ride, water slide, Spider-Man ride.
The Doom ride.
That was not an option.
That's where I lost my phone. You know, you put your phones and your bags in that little net thing. I didn't zip the thing. I didn't tighten up with the thingy-majiggy, and next thing I know.
Is this a Canopy Lake Park?
Yeah. So I'm going to say the Batman ride.
Nothing's funnier than local references, especially when the people listening don't know what they are.
We have at least one listener from Boston. Which song is this lyric
we used to have
from?
2, but one of them stopped listening, and yet we're having them on the podcast.
Yeah, that's all right.
Which song is this?
I'm only about 120 podcasts out.
Which song is this lyric from? If I had one wish, well, I don't know what I'd wish for. Overthinking, forward motion, gibberish, falling out. It's a tough one.
I think it's a Bare Naked Ladies song.
If I had
$1 million. All the above.
If I had one wish, well, I don't know what I'd wish for.
Oh, jeepers. Well, I failed.
This is just question 2. All right, so you said D. Well, that's technically falling out, so we'll say that's what you're picking. Oh, do you want a hint? Oh, sure. Okay. So the hint was that they crossed off 2 potential answers. So it's either from overthinking or gibberish.
Probably overthinking.
Yeah, don't overthink it. Just answer overthinking.
There you go. In the song Trademark, It's the singer's trademark move to do what? A, turn his back on you. B, talk to you. C, ignore you. D, fall in love with you.
Probably the last one.
Good answer. Good answer.
In the song Mood Rings, the girl claims to be so stressed out. It's what?
What? Are you laughing at the answers?
I'm laughing at the phrasing.
Oh, that what? She's so stressed out, it's...
Calming, depressing, soothing, vexing.
She said she's so stressed out, she's so stressed out, it's...
Can I ask the audience?
Yes. Do you want to ask Danny or do you want to ask myself?
Or Cooper.
Or
April.
I'll ask Cooper.
Okay, Cooper, what's the answer? Here, I'm going to hold up a toy, and whichever... There's 4 balls on this toy, and whichever one he touches first. He touched the first one.
Okay, so calming.
Calming. We're rocking on all cylinders here.
Okay.
I only know these answers because I've been spending 5 years of my life.
In the song In Love with the 80s, the singer refers to his brother as the president of what? A, the 80s. B, the student council. C, the breakfast club. Or D, the prom.
The prom. I think.
He only knows the first 3 EPs and the first 4 albums.
This is the 3rd album.
I know.
Okay. The prom.
Us laughing because oh, you're so wrong. But we've made a career out of knowing these words.
According to the song Hoops, I Did It Again, Ohio is the flavor of what?
Ice cream.
Okay, A, French hazelnut. B, a water chestnut. C, small town. D, Buckeye candy. Now they're from Ohio, so D, Buckeye candy. I don't know, it seems like a pretty good answer to me.
I was going to say small town. Girl.
Ohio is the flavor of a small town. Very good. C, moving on. In Overthinking, the singer instructs you to not, quote, touch the blank with the blank end. Because
oh, don't touch the positive with the negative end.
Oh,
he knows one.
Okay.
Yeah, I know one. Yeah.
Now, after all of the blank, you're left in the blank. Fill in the blanks. So there's 2 that say positive, negative. So is it positive, negative, flames light? Or positive, negative, sparks dark?
This is so unfair. He knew the lyric, and it just had to get more complicated.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sparks dark, I think, right? Am I wrong? Cooper is watching you laugh like an insane person.
It is sparks dark.
I was right. Yeah.
In the song College Kids, the singer sells all of his books for front row tickets to see what artist? A,
Iron Maiden.
Charlie Daniels Band.
This isn't
B,
weird.
Steve Miller Band. C, David Crowder Band. D, Dave Matthews Band.
I thought it was Beyonce, but...
Oh. I'm gonna have to go with Kesha.
That is not one of the options.
Oh, okay. Well, C then.
That's the wrongest. That's the wrongest one possible.
Oh.
Okay.
No, it's Dave Matthews
Sold all
Band.
my tickets for
Picked
sold all my books for front row tickets
to Dave Matthews
David Crowder Band.
David Crowder Band.
So you already locked in C.
I feel like at that point, Relient K could just call up the David Crowder management and be like, "Can I get front row tickets to this show that's going through my college town?"
In the song Falling Out, the singer has lost his, quote, Midas touch, and was once turned to gold, now becomes what? A, dust. B, muck. C, smut. D, rust.
A.
Very good. Dust. 10. What song is this lyric from? The status quo provides me with a decent attitude. Is it A, From End to End, B, Jefferson Airplane, C, Hoops, I Did It Again, or D, In Love with the 80s?
From End to End?
Yeah, let's go with that, because I honestly don't know that one.
And that From End to End is the song I know the least.
Okay, now we're going to submit your answers. Let's see. Okay. So, for question 1, you got that right, and I lost my phone to the lake beneath the Batman ride.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh my gosh, so too. Which song lyric is this from? If I had one wish, well, I don't know what I'd wish for. You said overthinking. It was from Gibberish.
Oh, darn. Well, I guess I'll do better next time.
And yet, the answer, the little thing, the little blurb under it says, this song is made up almost, is the key word here, entirely of nonsense words, all of which are written out in their entirety in the lyrics booklet, with the album.
What is gibberish? No?
Yeah, are you answering in the form of a question like Jeopardy?
That's not going to get you extra points at the end of the game.
This is the end of the game. We're going over the answers.
I know, at the end of the game, it's not going to work.
All right, so in the song Trademark, it's the singer's trademark move to do what?
We're going over the answers you already gave.
Your answer...
Oh, okay, I see. I get what's going on. This whole podcast thing's new to me.
Your answer was, it's his trademark move to fall in love with you, but the correct answer was to turn his back on you.
It's your trademark move to get these wrong.
Yeah.
In the song Mood Rings, the girl claims to be so stressed out that it's what? You said calming. The correct answer was soothing. I thought it was depressing, so I guess I was also wrong. Oh, wow. Here we go. Here's their little fun fact for this one is she said to me that she's so stressed out that it's soothing. And all I said was someone to get that girl a mood ring. Part of the last line of the song is, so I may understand the complex infrastructure known as the female mind is used as the title for the book Relient K published in 2004. Complex infrastructure known as the female mind, according to Relient K.
According to Relient K, that book has nothing to do with them.
Well, I never read it, so.
Good. Well, if you got your free Patreon feed, we could read it to you.
Yeah. Right now, you can go on Patreon, get a subscription for free, and listen to us read through all of complex infrastructure known as the female mind. 5.
Sounds like a great plan.
In the song In Love with the 80s, the singer refers to his brother as the president of what? You said the prom. The correct answer was the Breakfast Club. Like the movie.
Oh, because it was an 80s theme.
Yeah.
Oh, it was right in front of me. It was rigged.
6. According to the song Oops, I Did It Again, Ohio is the flavor of what? And you said a small town? The correct answer was a water chestnut.
Yeah, you like Chinese food. You know water chestnut.
Oh, yeah. Like that Christmas song. Oh, hence the Christmassy piece. It all makes sense to me now.
You got question 7 correct, which was positive, negative, sparks, dark.
That old classic.
In the song 8, in the song College Kids, the singer sells all of his books for front row tickets to, you said Dave Crowder Band. The correct answer was Dave Matthews Band. Then, in question 9.
Stop laughing at him, Jessica. He's our guest.
I would laugh at myself.
In the song Falling Out, the singer has lost his Midas touch. And what was once turned to gold now becomes what? Your answer was dust. The correct answer was rust. Honestly, I thought it was dust too, so there you go. 10. What song is the lyric, the status quo provides me with a decent attitude from? You said From End to End. The correct answer was apparently Jefferson Airplane.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's a
Because
word
it was
heavy
going to be a spin-off with the Hurricanes or whatever it was.
So your
See,
score...
he remembers that. the hurricanes, but the earthquakes.
You get it. You get it.
That's what it was, yeah.
The thing is that you guys are too inside baseball for such a base level quiz as song lyrics.
Right.
With Relient K.
I have a corroborator here in that I remember Relient K telling me that Jefferson Airplane started as a Matt Thiessen and Earthquake song. And Johnny right now, a very reliable source,
just said it was a hurricane song, so there you go.
reminded us that it was a hurricane song, so I had it slightly off. Matt Thiessen and the Hurricanes.
So your score was 2 out of 10. It was pretty
2
good.
out of 10?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So that's passing.
The average score for this quiz was 7 out of 10.
Oh, well. To be fair,
you're nothing if not average.
I don't remember 20 years ago.
It's true.
I mean, I do.
Now, if you like this, you could share this with your friends on Facebook. I'll just go ahead and send you the link.
I do remember 20 years ago would be 2004.
Yes.
There was that show you got lost in about the airplane and everything in the island. And it gets weirder and weirder and weirder. I don't know if you ever saw the show, but it's really good.
That
but
was
I didn't
the
watch
one.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't start it 20 years ago. I saw them later on.
Actually, I think it was probably on like 15 years ago, maybe.
But did it start in 2004?
I don't know.
Because it was going.
So.
It was on when we were over the time when we were in college, and I didn't watch it then.
And it
or
ended
anything.
when we were living in New York.
Yeah.
Just don't watch every week to week to week because you're like, what?
Because we watched it on Netflix to catch up in time for like the
Yeah.
last season, I think. Together in
And
New York.
ABC.com.
We weren't even married yet. Yeah.
Oh, on the .coms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the Hulu.
I saw Lost through Blockbuster.
Oh wow. Remember Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm a little scared. There's one of these quizzes called Attention Relient K Mart Shoppers. Are you a diehard Relient K fan? Do you just want to know what Relient K is? Are you somewhere in between? Find out if you are pressing on or going down in flames in your knowledge of the Relient K boys.
The Relient K boys.
I'm a little scared.
We'll do that one on the next episode with Johnny, which will be 5 years from now.
Yeah, well.
Now you see, I think that this quiz probably would have been better for you too. You know what? I tell you what. I'm going to quiz both of you with this one. Are you ready?
Okay.
So your phone-a-friend is Danny.
Let me get my pen and paper out.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, and go.
All right. Question number 1. What is Relient K's 2003 CD called? A. The Anatomy of the Tongue-in-Cheek.
No.
B. Our third album. C. Relient K.
Our thirdest album ever.
D. 2 lefts don't make a right, but 3 do.
That's it.
3 wrongs make a tribute. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. What was the name of the 2003 tour? They toured with the OC Supertones, Pillar, John Rubin, and Sanctus Real. A. Reliant John Super Pillow Real. B. C-Spot Rock. C. Rock My Face. D. Cool Guys Tour.
Do you know the answer to this one? Oh, the Bluetooth.
Oh, the Bluetooth died.
No one can hear you anymore.
Wait. Hold on. Oh. All right, you said the Cool Guys Tour.
there?
Yeah, there we go. Danny, what is your answer?
It's C-Spot Rock.
Okay. Now, Johnny, you don't know this as you are not a patron, but we did cover C-Spot Rock over at patreon.com/Sadie Hawkins Pod.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah. So 3, In Love with the 80s refers to a pink tux. Who was the pink tux wearer that inspired the song? A. Matt Hoop's younger brother.
Ron Perlman.
B. Oh no. B. Dave Douglas's younger brother. C. Matt Thiessen's older brother. D. Brian Pittman's older brother.
What's your answer, Johnny? Oh, it died again.
The Bluetooth died again. Danny, just put the speaker up.
It's not gonna...
No, I mean put the...
Yeah, but it's not on speakerphone. You gotta put it on speakerphone.
How do I... Wait.
Yes, it is Matt Thiessen's brother.
You are correct.
Just give me the phone.
Oh, wait, no. Which Matt?
Which Matt?
Danny would have given that anyway. Okay, here we go. There we go.
You
Now we're
there?
cooking.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're not going to sound as... You're going to
You're
sound
not going to
worse.
sound any different.
Does he sound the same?
Yes. Okay. If anything, he's a little louder now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, I'm going to have to whisper.
4. At the end of the song Pressing On, the tune changes and the lyrics are, "We're gonna make it after all." What sitcom theme song originally had that at the very end of it? A. The Mary Tyler Moore Show. B. Laverne and Shirley. C. I Love Lucy. Or D. The Flying Nun. I love that they put the Flying Nun in here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really, deep cut.
Well, it is a Christian-related band.
Sure. But, how many people know, Sally Field, the Flying Nun? I've never even seen the show, but it's, a reference my parents would make. Nobody knows that.
So which sitcom do you think it is, Johnny?
Moving on up, the Jeffersons.
It's Mary Tyler Moore.
You are
correct, that was
Danny.
my fifth guess.
Your fifth guess.
Relient K has a mascot named Dermike. What animal is he a
They
model
don't have a
of?
mascot. This is a trick question.
He is a statue kind of thing. A. A buffalo. B. A lion. D. An emu. Or
a lion.
Basset
It's a
hound.
buffalo. It's a buffalo.
I was going to say an emu because they're an emo band.
Sure.
Because they were touring with MXPX.
Right.
Exactly.
And they played the Office song, maybe.
That's right. They did play the Office theme song in when we all saw them together at some point in 2009 or something, maybe earlier or later than that.
Was Johnny? Have we seen Relient K with Johnny?
I think we might did Relient K play when we went to.
We went to Soulfest.
Was Relient K there?
I went to Soulfest with
Supertones
you and Johnny
were there.
one time,
and I thought that was when the Supertones and Five Iron Frenzy played, and that was early in the.
I was wearing my
of both
Hello Kitty
bands.
Vans special editions, and they got messed up from
That's
the
right.
dirt.
Yeah, and I was wearing my blue shirt with the panda on it. I don't think Relient K was at that show. That was Five Iron Frenzy and Supertones, and this is 2012.
But it would have.
And this is right after both
yeah.
bands reunited.
So they wouldn't have been playing that anymore during that era.
No, but that would have been the same era that you and me went to see them in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We saw them in New Jersey?
No, Jessica and I saw them in New Jersey.
Danny and I did.
I thought it was New Mexico. Or was it New York?
Exactly.
No, maybe it was New Hampshire.
We saw them in New Hampshire plenty.
C.
Oh, okay.
C. 6. Where did Relient K grow up? I'm sorry, where did the Relient
Canada.
K boys grow up? A.
Canada.
Omaha, Nebraska. B. Canton, Ohio. C. Albany, New York. D. Pierre, South Dakota.
I'm going to guess Canton, Ohio, because it sounds the most like Canada, which was Johnny's guess.
Yeah. I'm going to say Ohio, too, because they were from there.
I like the way you guys think.
That's an even better point of view.
In December 2000, Dave Douglas became Relient K's drummer. Before that, did we have an actual date? Is this giving us new lore?
Stevens.
December of 2000? Okay, so Johnny already answered that.
Good.
I love this. Before that, they had another drummer who appeared in the video for My Girlfriend. What was his first name? And you already said Steven. Very good. Your other choices were Brad, John, and Andrew.
Oh, Andrew, yeah.
Oh, good lord.
Does he play guitar or drums or bass? He was all over the place. They should just make a super group.
It's true.
Called Brave Saint Saturn.
Okay, question 8. White Rose is Matt T's nickname. True or false?
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah. What?
White
What?
And if it's false, then where did they come up with that? Let's say true. Let's just say true. There's no point in not saying true. We don't know that.
And now the next
I'm gonna say
one.
false.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Johnny's answer on this one, Danny. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Johnny, do you want to go with your
He's
answer
the guest.
or
Let's go with the
Danny's?
guest's answer.
Okay. 9. My girlfriend is a true story about Brian's old girlfriend. True or false? I should have some music playing in the background.
Yeah, because she got into goth and stuff. She got into Bauhaus and Joy Division and AFI and all that.
She got really into Darkwave, Suey and the Banshees. Yeah. She's a Morrissey fangirl.
My recollection is that that's false. That it's about a friend of Matt Thiessen's that he liked, and it wasn't even a real girlfriend.
And who moved to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the guy that developed the taste for Miller Lite.
Yes.
It's all coming back to me.
Exactly. Question 10. Relient K is what sort of band? A, Christian.
Dorks.
B, rock. C, punk. D, all of the above.
Oh. Well, they're definitely not punk because they don't have that. They don't have that.
Excuse me, have you heard the demo?
Oh yeah. So
Johnny, what are your feelings on the Relient K demo?
There's a demo?
Yeah, do you remember the demo with the car on the front and it's a blue cover? I had a copy.
And Matt Thiessen does a British accent on it?
I don't think we listened to it in the car or anything driving around that much. Maybe once.
Sure I do.
Sure I do.
All right, so.
Sure, officer. Yeah, whatever you say.
I'm just washing my grapes.
Which answer we got?
Do we have to describe?
That's so inside baseball.
Let's not even bother describing washing my grapes. That's an inside.
What's all been done before, and which answer are you going with?
What happened?
Are you going with A, Christian, B, rock, C, punk, or D, all of the above?
I'm going with, pretty good.
All of the above.
As Larry David said. All the above.
Submit my answer.
That seems like a trick question.
All right, so you got this. By the way, this is on funtrivia.com.
I'll be the judge.
And their picture, their logo, their picture is it's this fun, and then a picture of a jester illustration that says trivia.
Looks like the Fun Spot logo.
I was thinking the exact same thing. That's why I had to show you.
Reference.
Yet again, very local.
Also a reference to
Love keeping it local. Okay. So you guys got question 1 right. What is Relient K's 2003 CD called? 2 lefts. 2, what is the name of the 2003 tour? It was C Spot Rock. For some reason, their little blurb is typical Relient K twist to normal life. I don't know what that means. 3, in love with the 80s refers to a pink tux who was wearing the pink tux that inspired the song. It was Thiessen's older brother.
It was Jeremy in 1983.
That's right, in his Ocean Pacific Tea.
I thought it was his cousin.
I
thought it was his cousin.
You guys got 4 at the correct as well. At the end of pressing on, the tune changes, and it's the Mary Tyler Moore Show theme song there. 5, you got correct. It is a buffalo named Dermike is their mascot, kind of. 6, where did the Relient K boys grow up? And to be fair to Johnny, I also, until we started this podcast, did not actually know that Dermike the Buffalo was their, mascot, because he was not around during my years following the band. Where did they grow up? Canton, Ohio, boys from Canton. In December of 2000, it was Stephen Cushman. Now, one of you was correct and one of you was incorrect. We went with the incorrect answer, but White Rose is in fact Matt's nickname, allegedly, when this was put out.
Okay,
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yes, Matt T's nickname is White Rose. His nickname was an attempt to create different names for Matt T and Matt H. My girlfriend...
I thought his nickname was just Hoops.
Exactly. My girlfriend is a true story about Brian's old girlfriend. You guys answered false. It says my girlfriend is a true story and was written about Matt T's old girlfriend.
Well, that's also not true.
He wrote about it. He wrote about her transformation from a Christian girl to a believer in sin. That's just a flippin' lyric. And then Relient K is what sort of a band? All of the above. Relient K is a new group of Christian pop rockers.
Oh, this is an old...
punk rockers. If you compare modern secular punk rockers' music to Relient K's, there is hardly a difference.
Well, even if you compare them to the Altar Boys, they're barely that punk.
The only difference is that Relient K's music is 100% clean and is worshipful. And then there's a little drawing here, a little sketch-rooney dooney, doodler, just like Matty T. Almost perfect of George Washington.
Well, together, Johnny,
you
we're almost
scored
perfect.
135 points. So the average score for this is 6 out of 10, and you two got 9 out of 10. So good job.
We got 9 out of 10?
Yep.
I was keeping track. Ooh, yeah.
Good job.
I'm
Well,
gonna get a
Johnny.
prize at the skee ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did it. We made a 2-hour episode out of the track "Kids on the Street." We did it.
Oh, this is the gibberish one.
No.
That's the
it's
kids on the street.
Literally not what I said.
The Kids on the Street episode?
This is the Kids on the Street episode. Yes.
Yeah, the track that there's just kids talking. And
Yeah, they're talking gibberish, but it's not the song gibberish. You're right, yes. They're like, oh, you're going to go get something to eat? Oh, you got a little mustache since the last time I saw you.
A little mustache.
Yeah, that was based off of us, I think.
Yeah, I think it was based off of us. I think when this album came out, we heard that track and we're like, this is based on us.
Yeah.
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 Well, we did it. So, Johnny, what do you think of the song Kids on the Street?
The track.
What do you think of the track Kids on the Street? Now, you haven't listened to our show more recent enough to know that this is how we end every episode. But what do you think
Are
of...
you sure we haven't been doing this since like episode 2?
I feel like we were about a year in before we came up with this outro. What do you think of the track Kids on the Street? Do you like it the same, more, or less than before we did this episode?
It has very good production on it.
Did you listen to Kids on the Street before this episode? In preparation?
No, I didn't get any call. I didn't get any call saying, "Hey, we're gonna call you in 2 days or something."
Absolutely did.
We were calling you for like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Every once in a while, every couple days, and
we
be
were
like, "We're gonna
listen,
do it
this
one
is
of
gonna
these
happen.
days.
Listen,
we're
this is
sick,
gonna happen.
but we're gonna call you one day, and it's gonna podcast."
Because I was gonna learn my favorite Relient K song and play it for you.
You can play it on Instagram, and we'll push it. What's your Instagram?
I don't remember.
Oh my God.
just search for me, I guess.
I don't actually know if I follow you because I didn't know you had an Instagram.
I can't look on my phone right now, but I'll drop in the name right now.
Links in the description. Like and subscribe. You know how we do.
Yeah, ring that bell if you want to learn more.
Ring the bell. Yeah.
So it sounds like you like this song a little more than before we did it.
Oh, a whole bunch more. I got a new perspective on the shenanigans of.
So I just
20 years ago.
I just started following you, Johnny, and your Instagram handle is Jonathan David Wright. That's Jonathan with 2 A's and Wright with a W.
Yeah.
Wow.
And your content is great. It's very trippy. You just take like fun, compressed, processed videos out and about. And
from my phone.
Yeah, and then you drop weird GIFs on them, and then you layer it with your own instrumental improvisational guitar.
I'm looking at this one. There is a person giggling in a puffer jacket with a dancing hot dog hitting your face.
Play over that.
And
then it's a picture of Johnny's actual pedal board while he's playing guitar.
Here's a little sneaky preview.
Johnny makes fun improvisational guitar music. You should check it out.
What happened now?
We're pushing everyone to your art.
Why?
I need to help.
Joke's on them. It's all the same song with a couple of different modulation effects and delays.
Oh, here's another one. You have 6 gifts going on this one.
Yeah, I do. I just find the weirdest gift and I'm like,
good lord! And I don't know what's going on with your visuals.
Your genre is ambient.
It's very ambient.
Yeah. I've been saying how I'm gonna help manage you. And,
It's new wave emo gaze.
And I'm gonna. We got to put all your stuff on Bandcamp and
That's a long
Spotify.
process.
This one is your emoji doing like pirouettes or something.
It's your Bitmoji.
While you're walking around.
Your Bitmoji
there's
dancing
some
around.
apples and a tarot card.
As you're walking, real footage of you walking through the woods.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are just like in the woods. Because that's where I get my inspiration. I pop a gummy, I see Bigfoot.
This
I'm
is
like, hey,
true high
relax.
art, folks.
Yeah.
We're with the Hendersons.
This is what the real influence of Relient K has created.
And a rainbow that says, I don't care. This is the highest of high art and the most sincere.
It's more of a explosions in the sky, slow drive, dream pop.
Jessica, what
the
do you
Koto
think of Kids on the
twins,
Street?
sushi in the bench.
I think that it is.
I like
gotta
it the
stop looking at
same.
his little emoji.
I like it the
dance.
same. I barely listen to it, to be honest. I like Johnny's music better than Kids on the Street.
Exactly. I fully agree with that statement.
I don't hate
I'm
Kids
gonna
on...
make a cover of Kids on the Street.
Yeah.
Please do. We'll push it. We'll give you the
I
Sadie
don't-
Hawkins mod button.
I don't hate Kids on the Street like I hated Silly Shoes.
Danny hates Silly Shoes.
I hate Silly Shoes. And what was the other joke song they did that I also... Breakfast at Timpani's. I also really hated Breakfast at Timpani's, but I don't hate Kids on the Street.
Yeah.
Remember Breakfast at Timpani's?
Somewhat.
Danny almost had you on for Breakfast at Timpani's.
Is that when they were a drunk kid at the Get Up Kids? Drunk kid at the Get Up Kids?
That's Reggie in the Full Effects.
Oh, okay. Similar, right?
There's another amazing one where it's footage of you going through the woods in the snow, but it's a VHS filter on it. And then on top of that is a gif of an upset coffee cup that says Monday, and then a blue heart that's doing a winky face, and then it's your Bitmoji looking sad and dejected out the window.
Yeah, there's a lot of classics. Good luck, if you go on the site, you'll be there for like 35 minutes and just a waste of time.
I'm gonna start just sharing these as stories to the Sadie Hawkins Pod Instagram stories so people can see these.
Great. Now it's gonna have like 32 views, and the next one's gonna have 1,200 views.
Again, if you'd like to follow, that's Jonathan David Wright on Instagram, JONATHANDAVIDWRIGHT over on Instagram. That's the two apples sitting
And his social security is 0275789.
Oh no, don't give that out.
Is that real?
5555.
Okay.
I don't know what numbers I don't know my social security number.
I love that this one from February.
I was given to this at birth and like, here, hold on to this card. I'm like, Mom, hold on to this for a while.
This one from February 10th felt cute, might delete later. It's 5 minutes long.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite one.
Traveled.
Might delete later, don't know. Haven't gotten around to it.
You haven't deleted it.
Travel time.
No,
and then it's
but all this trivia and all this fan things of like
and there's one
Tiger
like
Beat
mine,
stuff.
Which is probably me.
I'm having real flashbacks
like?
now of when I had beaver fever.
No, it's go is the one like on this one.
Oh, should we bleep that?
5 minute long. Oh shit.
Sure.
we'll bleep that name.
She won't know. She will never listen to this.
Yeah.
But do you remember Beaver Fever? Oh man, I had it bad. I had all the Tiger Beats and I was shaking when I was giving to the cashier girl and stuff. She's just looking at me like, I hope you never get this. She's like, what? Beaver Fever. It's bad.
What?
That's right. Speaking of
Remember
Relient
Jess and
K.
Beaver with the Beaver Fever? All
Beaver
this...
Fever,
Oh,
Danny.
Beaver Fever. I swear to God he was saying Beaver Fever. All men get Beaver Fever. Well, not all men, but many.
Most of them.
Lots of people.
And the ones that do is like, all
Canadian
right,
men get that.
no more competition from you.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for being our guest here tonight.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be on. I would have been more prepared. I would have did some research.
I think
You did know you were going to be on.
I don't think you could have been any more prepared.
No, I get nervous on airplanes.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a
you're
great
welcome.
day and stay healthy,
All right.
everyone.
I'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you sooner rather than later. Goodbye.
All right, bye for now.